all of your beautiful updates, and I'm so proud of each of you. We are conquering the Hot Girl Walk Challenge, 10,000 steps a day until August 31st, and it's not too late to join. The group chat link is in the irresistible selves.
And before you start making plans for brunch, just remember, your big ass knows what everything tastes like already. Find out what it feels like to have your dream body. Get up.
Whoever said lose that weight before you turn 30, y'all really meant that shit. And now I see. I see why you said it, because I am fighting my ass off to get this 20 pounds off, and it's fighting me back. Like, literally beating my ass.
Hey, just a silly little thought for especially men going into gynecology. Maybe when you meet a new patient, the first thing you don't say to them is, when they're considering birth control options, is the problem with birth control is that it can make you gain weight, and I don't think you need that. Maybe that's not the first thing you say to a new patient. And second thing, maybe you don't say to a new patient who you don't know is any of their medical history, and you don't really care to listen when I'm trying to tell you about their medical history. Maybe after the appointment, when they're already so uncomfortable, and after they've already done a pap smear, which is already so uncomfortable, maybe you don't close the door, and the first question you ask at the end of the appointment is, have you ever considered Ozempic? Maybe don't fucking ask that. Anyways, I was already really anxious today. That just made it worse. I love the American medical system. I adore fat phobia in the medical field. Not that it's anybody's business on the internet. So I don't know, it's stupid to cry and share this. But this is what happens. This is what happens when I go to the doctor. My weight is always their main concern, not what I'm actually there for. My blood work always comes back fine. I work out 3 to 5 days a week. I am an active person. I am by all accounts healthy. I just carry more weight on my body, and they don't care. They don't care.
I used to weigh 320 pounds, and people ask me what is the thing that I notice the most or that I enjoy the most now. And it's literally this, just being able to put my foot up and rest.
So I lost 120 pounds, right? And one of the best things that came out of losing that weight, it's not the looks. I have to say, I feel better in my clothes, all that stuff. But you know what's awesome? Going out to eat, to stadiums, to on the airplane, whatever, and just being comfortable in the seat. In fact, I just feel like a little skinny queen in that seat. I'm just like, oh, so tiny. That is the best part. Not being uncomfortable sitting in a seat. I feel this every day. Every day I sit down, I'm like, just feel so much more comfortable to sit in general. I can sit crisscross applesauce. I mean, I could before, but not great. But just the ease of getting up and off the ground, going on an airplane, sitting in a small airplane seat, going to a restaurant with uncomfortable chairs.
Can we just talk about weight blindness? Because what in the heck? That is the weirdest thing ever. It blows my mind that I am not the only person who struggles with this. When I was 300 pounds, I did not believe that I looked as big as I was. I thought I was so much smaller than I actually was. And I would look at pictures and be like, no, that's not what I look like. That's just a bad picture. Or my clothes would be getting too tight. I'm like, well, they're probably shrinking. I made 1 million excuses because I didn't want to believe what I was seeing. And it happened all through my weight loss journey. I thought I was so much smaller than I was the whole entire time. So even when I got down to 200 pounds, I thought I was the tiniest thing ever. And I look back at pictures and I'm like, oh my God, why did I walk out of the house in some of these outfits I was wearing? Because I just truly thought that I was so much smaller than I really was, but I was still a big person. I was not small. Why is this such a thing for so many of us that we just do not see when we look in the mirror, regardless of our size? We do not see the true reflection of ourselves. We see something completely different, and it just makes me question everything. And still, when I get dressed, sometimes I'm like, oh, is that what I look like? I don't actually know. So then I have to take a video or a picture, or I make somebody else take a picture so I can see okay, what do I look like today? Because clearly I have no clue.
One thing I find so funny is when you are overweight, people look at you some type of way. You don't really get that much attention. And that's fine because, you know, when you don't really take care of yourself, it shows. And your family might be like, you letting yourself go. You need to lose some weight. You need to go on a diet. That's if you have like one of them outspoken families. So then you start taking care of yourself. You start being healthy. You start losing weight. And here they come talking about some. Don't get too skinny. Do you even eat food? Like, bitch, I'm literally trying to get healthy. I'm literally trying to take care of myself. You'll reach your goal weight. And they talking about some, oh, you need to gain some weight. Oh, you got too skinny. Oh, then you got drug allegations. Needless to say, do not care what people think. People always gonna have some negative shit to say. They always gonna point out the negative. And these the same people that's gonna be asking for your tips, asking what you did, asking how you lost the weight, because they really be inspired for real, for real. So keep going on your journey.
You want to change and grow, but you don't know where to start. I got you. Welcome to my journey of becoming unstoppable. Let's grow and glow together.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Hi, guys. I might look a little different today because my laptop is actually below my camera this time. I'm not using the camera on my computer. I have a camera above it. So I'm gonna be looking down at the chat and stuff. So hopefully it doesn't look too weird. I'll check it out on the playback and then I'll adjust for the next stream. Hello, Holly. I got your package, but well, my dad got your package. So I'll be getting that either tomorrow or Monday when I go home. Hi, Nicole. Hey, sweetie. Hey, girl. Hey, the real MVP. Hello, everybody. Hey, Delilah. Hey, Jen. And hey, Michelle. All right, y'all. I am glad that I clearly did not tire y'all out from yesterday's stream, which I was a good noodle. I was actually only on here for 2 hours because I had somewhere to go and I didn't even make it. I didn't even make it. Hold on one second. Distractions. Put your phone down while you're working, lady. Hi, Sydney. Thank you. Okay, y'all want to know something funny? We're in a relationship, okay, where I overshare. Now, y'all, the appointment that I was supposed to make it to the other day was a wax appointment. I didn't go. I rescheduled it for today. But then I got comfortable on the couch watching my show, and then I didn't go. I didn't even make it to the birthday party because it was so last minute. So I sent my niece some I'm sorry cash. Y'all, I just really needed to relax and enjoy my day. And I got to see my niece last night. So I did get to see her and tell her happy birthday, and Auntie sent her some cash. Like, I don't want to go to the trampoline park because I would have got on that trampoline and messed up my knee again. Like, I know I would have. So I stayed on the couch. But the funny thing is, I canceled my wax appointment twice, and I wanted to wear a dress today for this stream. And then I realized, oh, you didn't go get your underarms waxed. So you can't wear, a dress, because I'm going to be like this. I'm going to be like this, or I'm going to be like this. And then I go like this one good time, and y'all going to see all my business. Now, you would think it don't matter because I just put it out there anyway. Okay. You would think it don't matter because I just put it out there anyway. But I just wanted y'all to know, since Sydney said I look great, thank you. But this wasn't the plan. It wasn't the plan at all. Skinny girls wear white. I had a pink dress, a dress that I've actually worn before. I wanted to wear it today, but thank you, but I didn't because my underarms. I put y'all all in my business. Put y'all in my business. Show us again my underarms. Is that what you're talking about? Do laser for 2026. Jen, I heard. Maybe I heard from a bad source, but I heard laser don't work for us, like for darker skinned women. Is that not true? Leave me alone, Nicole. I didn't do my wax because I was busy being a binge watcher. Because you're skinny, Holly. Did you skinny girls wear white. So because you're skinny, you're wearing white. Yeah. Show us again. Are you talking about like this? What do you want me to I don't even know what you want me to show you. Okay. So I am prepared. Dunkin' latte in hand. Y'all, we are going to walk down my plan to, dare I say potentially, because I'm afraid of commitment. Okay. I would like to say that I'm committed to ditching Zepbound 10 milligram. That's the title of this stream. Ditching 10 milligrams Zepbound. The countdown to ditching 10 milligrams Zepbound. Exactly. I'm sorry. I think I'm going to use the camera. I'm pretty sure I have like a hair stuck to my lip gloss. and it's bothering me. Hold on. See, I'm getting like lip gloss all over my nails. Hold on. There's a hair. Maybe not. I don't know. It feels like there's a hair. Oh well. I can't get it out. I don't see it, but I feel it. You need to find a place that does dark skin and dark hair. That sounds like work, Jen. Jen, I have a question. What colors do you like? And do you like animal print? Don't ask why I'm asking. Just answer the question. Ditching 10 milligrams to titrate up? No, actually, I'm quitting Zepbound altogether. No, I'm just kidding. I shouldn't put that bad juju on myself. I am planning to titrate down, y'all. Okay. And we're going to talk this out, not necessarily to figure out whether or not I should. I'm just going to let you guys know sort of kind of what my plan is. And then y'all can give me y'all input as far as like whether y'all have ever titrated down, whether or not you feel like it's counterintuitive, whether you think that could cause some weight gain or stalled weight loss. But I am virtually over the 10 milligram. And hi, Teddy. Hello, hello. Skinny Teddy. Teddy Skinny. Oh, I forgot your nickname already. It's only been about 24 hours. No, it's been longer than that. I already forgot. Okay, whatever. It's hard to find a place that doesn't have machines for us. Yeah, I don't know. I just heard that it don't work that well, so it's kind of like a waste of money. But I mean, if you know some, if you could give your girl some information, yeah, I mean, then that's fine. But I told y'all, I gave y'all pretty much a preview yesterday about how the 10 milligram has been treating me. Now, typically when people think about titration, they talk about titrating up because they feel like they're not getting enough appetite suppression, or they're not getting enough food noise suppression, or they're not getting the weight loss that they would like. So they titrate up until they reach a level, a dose that works for them. Well, I, over the past year and a half, have titrated up over, oh, thank you, Nicole, for the pictures. I hope it's comfortable. Every time I buy something for somebody, I'm like, ooh, I should get that for myself, and then I don't. Oh, I have a feeling. Ooh, you're gonna like your gift then. You know, I'm a little sorry, sidebar. Sydney, drop a sidebar. Oh, God, I was trying to be on topic, but here you guys go. It's my fault because I asked you, but so for those who don't know, Jennifer's birthday just passed, and she didn't tell me in time. Well, now that I know, I decided to gift my very first member something for her birthday, and I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is until she gets it. But I was going back and forth about colors, and now that I asked this question, I know I made the right decision. I didn't have any like heads up on how to pick. I should have asked in advance, but I didn't. So, you know, but you're gonna like it, Jennifer. You're gonna like it, okay? Just wanted you to see. Oh yeah, so Nicole just sent me a picture of the pillow, the Get Well pillow that I got. Is the blanket in? No, the blanket is not in the picture. Okay. But yeah, it's a Get Well back pillow and blanket. Okay. All right. Now that you guys have run me dry and broke. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see something real quick. Okay, it's there. All right. I was doing some testing earlier and thought I might have removed my name. She's picking out our gift to you. You know, I was this close, Sweetie, when I emailed Jen saying, okay, your gift from me and Sweetie will be there on Monday. Just in the spirit of having a Sagittarius cousin that acts the exact same way. Yeah. It took me about 15 times to get a Groupon. You can get 6 treatments for about $200 and touch up once a year. You know what, Jen? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this as a topic, not today though, because you just reminded me of something. Speaking of skincare and speaking of treatments, I have to write this down. So we need to talk about. So we can talk about laser. We need to talk about laser, but we also need to talk about radio frequency therapy as a skin treatment for skin tightening, because I've had wonderful success with it in the past. And I wonder if I've waited too long into my weight loss to start. Like, I wonder if the wrinkling or looseness that I'm seeing can be slowed down or even minimally reversed with radio frequency treatment. It's when they basically will take, like, they use heat and I'm sorry, not radio frequency. Yes, it is radio frequency. I'm sorry. I'm forgetting. It's been so long since I've done it. But it's like they use red light therapy and heat to firm up the skin. And I've had success with it in the past, but never with this much weight loss, obviously. So I need to do a little bit of research on that, and we can have a stream about it. Our gift, yeah, very much so. Very much so. Y'all suck. Are we talking about laser treatments? Yeah. I know it's from your vein family. It absolutely is. Everybody that didn't know, we as a family, we as a vein family got Jen a birthday gift, okay? But now that I've asked the question, I'm pretty confident that I made the right decision on what I picked in the color that I picked, okay? So are we talking about laser treatments? Yes, because I missed my wax and Jen is telling me to switch to laser, but I know nothing about laser and I don't want to waste my money. But when you say Groupon, I used to get all types of skin treatments off of Groupon. Skin treatments that remove fat below the surface, so subcutaneous fat. So it can take off a few inches, you know, it can sculpt. I love that treatment, and I love the skin tightening treatments as well. But the problem is you need like at least 6 of them, and that can run you, depending on the specials, you know, anywhere from $300 to $500-$600. So there's that. All right, so let's get back to it. So Sydney asked, am I ditching 10 milligram to titrate up to the 12.5? No. I am, damn, I have to weigh in tomorrow, and I don't think I'm prepared for a weigh in, but I'm gonna do it anyway. If you haven't already, please like the stream and vote in the poll. Also, how's my sound? Do y'all hear my mouse clicking today? Because I was adjusting my mic before I got on here. So let me know if y'all can hear my mouse clicking and how my sound is. So I don't plan to titrate up. I think I'm fairly confident that I can get the last of my weight loss off with my current dose because it does work for me. So my decision to change levels potentially or doses potentially, because I haven't fully committed to it yet, but I'm eyeballing that 7.5. The reason that I plan to titrate down is because my experience on the 10 milligram has been wonderful, but it has been exhausting. So it's been bittersweet. The sweet has been extremely sweet, but the bitter is becoming, I'm a bit overwhelmed by the bitter experience. So the fatigue has been incredibly overwhelming. I have been struggling with fatigue for so long that I forgot Zepbound causes fatigue until very recently. I forgot because it went from just my normal level of fatigue, just kind of being tired all day, wanting to sleep as much as I possibly can. It went from that to like, I can't even get out of bed. For some reason, maybe because I was drinking the weekend before, my last dose like damn near took me out. So I've been exhausted with the appetite suppression and the fatigue of the 10 milligram for quite some time. And because I'm so close to my goal, I'm considering doing my maintenance at a 7.5 milligram. I don't even know if that would work, honestly. That's why we're going to talk about it. I don't know how many of you have made it to your maintenance already, so y'all can tell me. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can titrate down. And it's not even to save money because now all doses are the same price, except I think the 2.5 and maybe the 5 of Zepbound vials. But all of the 7.5s and up, they're all the same price. So there's no way to save any money by titrating down. So it's not about that at all. I just feel I'm very, very exhausted. I am very, very exhausted with my current dose. And I'm interested to see if my energy will improve and my appetite. I'm interested to see if those things would improve with titrating down. But I'm still on the fence. Now, I'm losing weight currently. Now, I may lose and then stall a little bit, lose and stall. But I would say my experience for the past 6-7 months, 8 months on the 10 milligram has been successful. So as far as getting the rest of the weight off, I'm going to stay on my dose until I get the rest of the weight off. I don't see a reason to titrate up to make that process go. There's no guarantee that I would make that process go faster by titrating up. Like, I don't need more appetite suppression on my current dose. I feel like I actually need less. But if I want to get to my goal weight by a certain time, then yes, I need to hold off on titrating down. So there's a poll going on questioning whether you guys have ever had to titrate down. And I'm guessing that mostly the answer is C. Yes. Okay. So 73% said no, 27% said yes, and nobody said that they're not on a GLP-1. Okay. So everybody watching is at least, well, everybody that voted is at least on a GLP-1. All right. And if you haven't voted in a poll, go ahead and do that. Sound is good. Okay. Sydney is HR. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, why don't you want to tell me how the sound is? Okay. Seems like you're having trouble eating, so that sounds like the right move. Yeah, I am. More than I would like, right? Like more trouble than I would like. I don't necessarily, like I always say, I don't necessarily have an aversion to food. I can put the food in my mouth. I can eat it. I can even enjoy it, but my lack of hunger, it's more than I would like. Like I want to be able to eat and enjoy food, and I don't want to wait until it's day 4, day 5 after my injection for that to happen. Michelle says, please like and subscribe. Thank you in advance. 7 likes, 21 here. Let's support. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Michelle. And all of you cloud watchers, don't be shy. Drop down and say hello. Do you remember the reasons you titrated up to the 10 milligram? Yes. So I had stalled out on the 7 milligram. The 7 milligram, I always say, may not have gotten a fair shot because I was on the 7 milligram for 6 months of compound that was mostly ineffective, but not completely. Like I didn't lose any weight for about 5 months. And I was on the dose for 6 months. When I switched to brand, I should have titrated up then since I hadn't lost any weight in 6 months. But I didn't. I wanted to give the 7.5 milligram of branded Zepbound a chance after I had already been on the dose for 6 months. So I probably should have titrated up at that point, but I didn't. When I switched to brand, I did start losing weight again, but quickly I stalled out. So by that point, being on the 7.5 milligram for almost 9 months, it was over. I was just like, you know what? There's no point in continuing to try. Like there's no point. Like I've just wasted 9 months and I think I've only lost like 10 to 15 pounds total. No, if it was even that, honestly. So no. And I think most of that, I think 12 of those pounds came off the very first month that I switched to Zepbound brand. I even have a live stream still where I lost 8 pounds in a week. It was my very first Venetian 30. I lost 8 pounds. Actually, was I even on brand at that time? I think I was. I don't recall. But anyway, I lost like 8 pounds in 1 week. So yeah, I titrated up because I was stalled out on a 7.5 for too long. I'm in maintenance since September 2025, 12.5 milligram. I'm just now titrating down to 10 milligrams so I can eat a little more. Yes, that's kind of how I'm feeling. Okay, so the real MVP has titrated down to eat a bit more. Now, have you seen a difference in your weight? Did your weight increase a little bit? Because I'm wondering what you guys think about a potential rebound in weight and how significant, if we could just guess out of thin air, like what would y'all expect? If you would expect a rebound in weight with titrating down, how much weight would you expect to regain? Nerd says, I titrated down and was surprised to still lose weight. Wow. Okay. Had to drop my dose to the lowest in order to maintain, then gain muscle. I realize now I didn't need to titrate up as high as I did. I would say I definitely needed to titrate up to the 10. The 7, because I spent so much time on compound that wasn't very effective. I just got used to the dose. The 10 has been wonderful. I have really, really enjoyed it, but the appetite suppression and the fatigue, it's a bit much. It's wearing me down and out, honestly. Like if I can't eat enough, that's part of the reason that I don't have enough energy. And on top of that, trying to work out, it's been rough. Are you enjoying food? Yeah, when I do eat, I would say, but it takes me to get to the end of the week. So like if I take my shot and then I try to eat, which I do, the first 3 days, I'm not enjoying my food. If it's junk food, then sure, because it's easy for me to enjoy sugary, fatty stuff. But like actual food, actual protein, it's very frustrating to try to get my calories the first 3 days of the week. once I take my shot. It's frustrating. It's more annoying than anything. And then when I get a little closer, like, maybe day 4, then it's better. I would say this week was a little different. So I took my shot Monday night, and yesterday I didn't eat the whole day. Like, I didn't eat the whole day. So I actually did have an appetite. Typically I wouldn't have an appetite this soon, but I actually did have an appetite, and I went out for some authentic Italian pizza and wings, and it was delicious. Now, my shot kicked in, so I couldn't finish my food. But it was delicious. I enjoyed it. But granted, it was my only meal for the day, so it's like there's no way I met the amount of calories that I needed. And then, I was binge watching my show, so I was snacking on nonsense and all of that, which I did enjoy. I did. Food is fuel, so I found that when you aren't eating enough, you get the fatigue. Absolutely. But it's not just that. Like, the way that I was down bad earlier this week, it was my shot. Maybe it's because I was dehydrated. I don't know. But I mean, it was like, I remember that feeling. I remember that feeling from being on the 5 milligram. Like, when you take your shot and 12 hours later, you can't even function. That was my experience on that bomb ass Hollandale 5 milligram. Like, that Hollandale 5 milligram was bomb, but it had me down and out. And that back then I was like, okay, well, maybe if I just eat more carbs because the medication is controlling my blood sugar, it would help. And it got to a point when I was on the 5 milligram, my fatigue was so bad. I was just eating rice all day, trying to get as much carbs as I can to, like, raise my blood sugar. Now, I didn't test my blood sugar, so I can't necessarily confirm that low blood sugar is what I was suffering from, but it was bad. It was bad. I got videos on all of that. It was crazy. I also really wanted more of my appetite to come back. It was too easy to skip meals. Exactly. That's what I'm going through now. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Like, you really, like, can't eat enough, and it's easy to forget to eat because I'm not getting hungry until like day 4. It's easy to forget to eat. I went from 10.5 down to 7.5 down to 5. I did it for a few reasons: upcoming surgery plus using up older doses. Okay. Did anybody titrate down and see an increase in weight? I think you won't regain. You're doing all the things, workout, food, etc. You should be good. My suggestion. Okay. I'm thinking that as well, because we talked about the food yesterday, how maybe just simplifying what I'm eating will work for me as far as making it easier to eat throughout the day. But I got to have the appetite to eat the food. I got to have the appetite. I have to have the appetite to eat the food in the first place. My goal is to gain weight now, but heavy on muscle, up to 7 to 13 pounds of muscle, if possible, this year. I went from 12.5 to 2.5 incrementally. Wow. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect to hear that so many people have titrated down. I really expected most of y'all to be like, hell no. I mean, well, okay, in the poll, most of y'all did say y'all didn't titrate down, but even those that have, I'm still surprised that y'all are saying you did and you're not even complaining about it. Like, oh, it was a mistake, I shouldn't have did it. I have 2 more pens to go on a 12.5. My doc put in a new script for 10 milligram. I'm afraid of any weight gain. If it's more than 5 pounds, I'm going back to 12.5. That's my plan. I would give it a bit more, but that's my plan as well. So here's what I'm thinking, and you guys can continue to tell me what you think. Oh God, that's what they say. I'm telling y'all, if for any reasons I have a hit to my finances, Hollandale Turs is what I'm going to. I'm telling y'all right now. Like, if for any reason, because I'm telling y'all, my job been laying off like crazy for like the past year and a half. So, ain't nobody safe. But if I have a hit to my finances in any way, shape, or form, I will be going to Compound and I will be getting it from Hollandale. Like, listen, it ain't brand good, but it's damn close. It's damn close. All right. Shout out to my Compound people. So here's what I'm thinking. Like the stream if you haven't already, please. I get off of these streams and I see like 80 people came through the stream and I have 12 likes and I'm like, or 20 likes. And I'm just like, now it may not be 80 people watching all at one time, but people are fluctuating in and out, passing through. So I'm going to constantly send reminders to hit the like, and moderators, if you can do the same. It seems like everybody's a moderator now, but it's not, I promise. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. Between now and April, roughly 90 days, right? I'm thinking 90 days because I just like to pick a number. I'm going to try to get as close to my goal as possible. Preferably, I would like to be at my goal. 25 pounds in how many weeks is that? Let me see. It should be 12, but I think January. Hold on. It should be 12 weeks. 8 years. It's like 12 to 13 weeks. I think I should be able to get 25 pounds off in 3 months. Do y'all feel like that's aggressive? Or should I start a poll for that? Because my plan is to get the 25 pounds off on the 10 milligram and then ditch it. And then ditch it. Because the other thing is, this is hindering my ability to build muscle as quickly as I would like because I'm not eating enough. I'm not getting enough protein in, okay? My plan is to try to get this weight off in the next 90 days and ditch the 10 milligram and go to the 7.5. All right. With that may come some obstacles. This is why I want to get to my goal first. I potentially have the obstacle of cravings coming back, or cravings / food noise. You know, a lot of times we say they're different. So whichever one. I have the potential for weight gain, but there's no telling how much or how fast. So I'm trying to build in some preparation for those things. And I would say that I would potentially, it would take about, sorry, I keep messing with my lip because I think I got it this time. I felt like there was a hair there, but anyway, I would potentially, so who said 5 pounds? Was it Nerd? No, it was the real MVP said when they titrate down, if they gain more than 5 pounds, they're going back to 12.5. I agree with that. That actually seems very fair. But I would say it depends on how fast that 5 pounds comes back. Because if it comes back within like a week, I'm not gonna assume that that's 5 pounds of fat that came back, which means a lot of things are going to have to be accounted for. How much I've been eating, like whether or not I'm overeating, will have to be accounted for. Using my body composition scale to the best of my abilities, even if I have to buy a more accurate one, because I want to see where that weight gain is coming from. I wouldn't be surprised if I titrate down and 5 to 10 pounds of water weight came back. I would not be surprised about that. But how would I determine whether or not I gain 10 pounds of fat, 5 pounds of fat, or whether or not it's a combination of, like, there's really no solid way to tell other than time. If I step on the scale on Sunday, well, if I step on a scale on Sunday and I'm 140 pounds, and then by the time I step back on the next Sunday, I'm 150, I'm not going to think that all came from food unless it is reflected that I overate by thousands of calories in my food diary. I'm not going to think that I'm not going to be alarmed by that. I would give my body some time to adjust to the new dose and get that 10 pounds back off. Now, if it's been 6 weeks though, and it looks like my weight is consistently creeping up, like every time I get on the scale, the next week I'm a half a pound, I'm a pound, I'm a pound and a half, I'm 2 pounds, I'm 3 pounds. Then yes, by the time I get to about 7 pounds, I would say 7 or 8 pounds, maybe 10, I would consider titrating back up to the 10 milligram, because clearly I'm not able to maintain my loss on the 7.5. Does that make sense? Y'all let me know. Hey, Kim. Hey, everyone listening while watching the 49ers and the Seahawks game. We are a bird family over here. Kimmy, you cannot sit with us. No, I'm just kidding. I have gained about 4 pounds from my lowest since titrating down so far. Over what period of time? 4 pounds in a month? 4 pounds in a week? 4 pounds in 3 months? Like, let me know. Benny, how long have you been on 10? I felt fatigue each time I titrated up. Then I got used to the dose. You have to do what's best for you if you can't eat. I have been on the 10 milligrams since July or August, something like that. So it's been at least 6 months, but I think it's closer to No, it's been about 6 months. Did I say 9 months before? I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But it's been about 6 or 7 months ish. And I I'm not gonna lie, I can't ever say I got used to the 10. Used to it would imply that my energy was okay and I could I could comfortably meet my caloric needs for the day. So used to it, no. The 10 milligram, I have been complaining about the 10 milligram whooping my arse since I've been on it. But there are parts of it that I really, really enjoy. I love the fact that on a 7 milligram, I think I did okay, but I still thought about food sometimes. On a 10 milligram, I almost never think about food. At least for half a week. Like when I first started it, it was like the whole week was going by without me thinking about food, but I still ate. Now it's like it's been so long, even still, like half a week is too long to not that I want to think about food. That's why I like it, but it's like it's too hard to forget. I mean, it's too easy to forget to eat. It is way too easy to forget to eat. My weight shifts with my cycle, so I don't take certain high weights seriously. Okay, depending on the time of the month. Plus, it could be that you're gaining some muscle, so check your composition first. I would agree. Watching at the cigar bar. Okay. You want some coffee with that cigar? That sounds like a nasty combination, though. What do you think, Holly? All right, so that's my plan, right? I am going to try to account for a 7 to 10 pound fluctuation within the first 6 weeks. I'm just making that number up out of thin air, meaning like this is what will determine whether or not I go back to the 10 or not. If my weight maintains, then I'm fine. If I start to gain and it seems like my composition is changing because of muscle, then I'll be fine. But like I said, if it seems like I'm not gonna wait until I potentially regain 20 pounds to be like, okay, it's time to go back up to the 10 milligram. No, 10 would be the absolute top of that. Like by 7 pounds, I'm gonna be talking to my doctor like, I need you to put in a prescription for that 10. Like put that prescription in for the 10 now. Like I'm not even gonna wait till the 10 pounds gets there. But it really does depend. It really does depend on how fast that weight comes back. 4 pounds in a little over 1 month. Okay, so how does that make you feel? Does that seem excessive? Because here's the other thing. We serve espressos all day long. Okay. Coffee and cigars. Okay. Sounds about right. Or coffee flavored cigars. Let me get down with that. Now, here's the thing about this. A pound of body fat is a lot. Okay. When we gain weight, it's not easy within the first 5 pounds, maybe even 10, to tell where that weight gain is coming from. So whether it's water, whether it's muscle if you're weight training, or whether it's fat, a body composition scale would help with that. DEXA scans would be better, but DEXAs are only done like once every 6 months or something like that, because it's essentially radiation. It's like an x-ray. You can't get it done every 4 weeks, So body composition scales are probably going to be our best friends when it comes to this type of scenario. Now, I don't think that 4 pounds in a month and a half is a huge deal, right? Not to me if it was my body. However, like for me, so what I told y'all before is that my goal weight is 140 pounds, right? But I may end up pushing to 130 so that I'm already anticipating some sort of weight gain. One, because I struggle with emotional eating. Whatever situation may occur where I have to gain some weight. I even went so far as to look at what healthy weight would be for a pregnant woman at my height and age, right? So if I'm at a healthy weight, I don't know if y'all know this. Well, maybe some of y'all do. Y'all let me know. But depending on your height and weight, there's also parameters for how much weight gain during a pregnancy is safe or healthy, right? Without being obese. So the heavier you already are before you get pregnant, the less weight you need to put on during your pregnancy, if that's the case. I mean, if that makes sense. But a lot of people, of course, we don't consider this. So, you know, women get pregnant and it's kind of natural just to put on a bunch of weight, but a lot of that is just letting ourselves go. And I've never been, you know, I've never had kids. So, but based on the research that I've done, like one of the biggest fears I have ever had is if I, like, one of my motivations for losing weight is to be able to at some point, you know, go through a pregnancy at a healthy weight. I never wanted to go through a pregnancy while obese. So that was one of my motivating factors. But I was doing some research and I found out you don't have to, you know, it's not necessary to gain 20, 30, 40 pounds during a pregnancy unless you're severely underweight. Like you can gain 10 pounds and be fine, but that's not the case for a lot of people. So anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is I may go down an additional 10 pounds just to build in that fluctuation so that if I do gain the 10 back, I won't be overweight. Well, I don't know if we got time to get down to 130 because I need this 10 milligram to go. I don't know if we got time for that. And maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll get down to the 7.5 milligram and I'll keep losing. I'm happy because I want to gain some weight back. Okay. What about if the aches and pains come back? What? My aches and pains never went away. Y'all don't remember me huffing and puffing about hip pain? My aches and pains got worse with weight loss. They didn't get better. I know, like, y'all, I be low-key jealous of y'all when y'all be saying that, like, with Zepbound and with the reduction in inflammation, y'all's joint pain got better. Mine didn't get better. It got worse. Like, it did not get better. It did not get better. And I don't think Zepbound made my inflammation worse. I am confident. I don't have a way to measure this. I'm confident that it has improved, but my back pain has been worse. My hip pain, outside of like when I started doing physical therapy helped out a lot. We know when I took the steroid, oh my God, that was the best 7 days of my life. Well, lately. That was like, I had like zero pain. Like, it was amazing. So that tells me I'm dealing with a severe inflammation problem. My knee pain, I wouldn't say it's gotten worse, but I deal with more pain from like temperature differences. So if a room is too cold, I'm down bad. I'm basically out of commission if a room is too cold because my knee will it'll be in so much pain. So I don't know. Like my shoulders got worse. Like my shoulders got really, really bad. Or if not worse, they didn't get better. Like my shoulders got really, really bad when I got to 240 pounds. I was having symptoms of what I think was frozen shoulder, where you get like severe pain in like such severe pain in your shoulder. I think it's called frozen shoulder. When you get such severe pain, like you can barely move. That happened to me at my highest weight. I started physical therapy. It got a bit better. Pretty sure it's related to some inflammation, but since losing weight, that hasn't improved. Now, what has improved it is personal training and strength training. But as far as like just simply losing weight and Zepbound, you know, helping with those pains, mine didn't get better. It took actual mobility and strengthening to actually make those improvements. So me titrating back up, I don't know. We'll see. Because maybe I just haven't been paying close enough attention. If for some reason I titrate down and my already terrible back pain gets worse, then I will be paying attention to that. Absolutely. I'll be paying attention to that. I didn't even consider that because I haven't noticed really much of a difference as far as it getting better. If I can't fit all the new clothes I bought since losing weight, we will have a problem. That's how I'll judge how I'm doing. That's true too. Now, y'all, I've been acting a little psycho with the shopping. I've been doing way too much. Some of it was stress shopping, like people stress eat. Some of it was stress shopping, but I think I got a handle on it now. I'm concerned about that too. I don't want to be bloated and aching. Bloated? You think titrating down would make you bloated? Wow. Child, I gained like 60 pounds when with my son, but I had no issues. I was obese when I got pregnant, but after having gotten down to 32 BMI. But nerd, do you think now? I mean, you know, speak freely. Do you think you needed to gain 60 pounds? If you were, now that we know what we know about like weight loss, right? Like you're already losing weight. So you know the difference between like being in a smaller body and being in a bigger body. So you were obese and you are not the only person to go through this. I think this is the majority of women in America because most of us are overweight. And now we're on the verge of most of us being obese. So you were obese when you got pregnant and then put 60 on top of that. Now, nerd, I need you to be real with me. I need you to be real with me and speak freely. Does anybody need to put on 60 pounds during a pregnancy? Because when I tell y'all that has been a humongous fear of mine. Because it happens so often. 60 pounds? 60? Why? I'm not even judging you. I'm just saying, like, let's think about it. That should not be normal. That should not be normal. And that doesn't say that you're putting your pregnancy at danger, but like we know now that we're on Zepbound, we don't need all of that extra weight. We don't need it. So it's like that's a lot. Hi Andre, thank you for falling out of the clouds. Team 15 milligram in the building. Andre, are you in maintenance? And if you are, I'm assuming you're planning to stay on that 15 milligram. If not, you can tell us your starting weight, current weight, and goal weight, and your height, Andre. I put it in the chat so you can remember it if you want to share. Andre I'm team 15 milligram also. That's why I'm quiet. My back flared up after losing like 175, 200 pounds, stupid spine. I've heard different perspectives about this. My trainer says it could be my body adjusting to the new composition, causing the pain. When I was doing massage therapy, he actually had the same theory that like, because not only do I sit all day for work, but like 10 hours a day, and then I sit, you know, when I do YouTube and stuff, but maybe because of the weight loss, maybe I'm sitting differently or my posture is different and my body is kind of like adjusting to, again, the new composition. Also, my trainer said when you're heavier, I don't know how true this is, but if y'all know, y'all can tell me. When you're heavier, you have more muscle to carry around that weight. And what's likely happened is that when I lost the weight, I lost a lot of muscle, and the muscle that I have left is weaker. So it's causing like the loss of the muscle, and the weakness in my muscle that I have left is also causing that pain. Listen, I was very thoroughly confused. Like when I lost that first like 20, 30 pounds and my back pain got worse, I was like, what the fuck? Like, how is this possible? How is this possible? Hip pain, everything got worse. Everything got worse. Frozen shoulder is a very perimenopause symptom. Yeah, this happened to me like 2 years ago though. So I doubt it's peri for me. And I didn't get diagnosed with frozen shoulder. I was being a Google doctor and trying to look up my symptoms because I couldn't move my arm. And by the time I got to the orthopedic, it was fine. Like it lasted like a day and then it was fine. He's like, I don't know what happened, but whatever it is, it's gone. So I just assumed it was frozen shoulder. I had an immediate reduction in inflammation and shoulder pain when I started Zep. And that would be one of the reasons I'd probably be on a low dose. Okay. 15 milligram as well. Takes the big guns to fight my obesity. Shut up, PT. Frozen shoulder from repetitive movement. My sister had it from packing up her home to move. She was miserable. You know, I was a hostess at the time, so there was a lot of time I had to carry dishes. I shouldn't have been bussing tables, but I was, because the restaurant sucked. So maybe it came from that. Maybe it came from this was well before Zepbound. Closer to when I was at my highest weight. So maybe it was that. I don't know. Not at all. I definitely ate like crazy. I was definitely overeating. I definitely would have stopped myself at 35 pounds weight gain. Okay. All right. The pregnancy question is loaded. You are growing a whole human. Side effects, extreme hunger for some people. Chill. No, I'm not going to chill, sweetie. So let's have the conversation because I'm the one that brought it up. I asked a question of Nerd because Nerd said, oh, I was obese, put on 60 pounds and I was fine. I'm sorry. Like, and the parents can come for me. The women that have carried children can come from me. Y'all, I can take it. Y'all know I can take it, but I fight too. Y'all not pregnant now, so we could do this. We could do this virtually, okay? But no, you're not gonna make it seem like 60 pounds of weight gain is justified. Listen, like I said, I'm not just pulling this out of my ass. Based on the research that I've done, it doesn't take that much weight gain to have a healthy pregnancy. So 10, 15, maybe 20 pounds. If you're underweight, maybe 30. How are we saying that if you're obese, mind you, sweetie, if we're obese, you're growing a whole human and the side effects are extreme hunger for some people, right? Then we should probably talk about that, right? Not like, let's chill. Let's not talk about all this weight gain. No, women need to know. Women need to go into pregnancy considering that if they're not careful, they can put on 50 pounds on top of obesity. Somebody should talk about that, I think. Don't you think, sweet tea? Or Nerd, since y'all have had, children and Nerd shared the weight gain, I think that somebody should share like, hey, going into this, be careful. Like, okay, be careful with your eating. You know what I mean? Be careful with what you're consuming. But the norm is, or I would say the accepted, this is not me judging women. This is saying that we really don't know no better. That's what I'm saying. We really don't know. But it's like, oh, pregnancy cravings. And from what quiet is kept, now you're not gonna like that. How many women have had children and said, well, I'm eating for two? Because that's basically what Sweetie just implied. Your babies don't come out 20 pounds. I think the heaviest ones come out, what, 10, 11, 12? 12 pounds? 12 is kind of big. 10 pounds? So where that other 50 pounds come from? Let's say I give you 20. Where that other 40 pounds come from? Where it come from, sweetie? Are you hungry? Or are you using feeding another human as a reason? Oh, thank you. I got backup. I got a Capricorn as backup. And me and Capricorn and Aries we don't even get along like that. I'm saying hormonally things change, which causes weight gain in some people. Yeah, but that happens whether you're pregnant or not, sweetie. Like, this is not about judging mothers. This is about saying we need to be taught better. And as a person that hasn't had children, I wanted to go into pregnancy with more information. Like, being obese is scary. I did not want to go into pregnancy putting on, like, because I never understood why we have to put on 30, 40, 50 pounds in pregnancy. So I feared pregnancy. Like, I'm already 240. There's no way I'm about to be 300 pounds because I decided to have a kid. That can't be right. And the truth is, it's not. The truth is, it's not necessary. It's really not. PT said it was from my uterus being removed. It was my abdomen to spine middleman. So I had to teach them to talk to each other directly. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. I can understand that. No, but are you feeling hungry? Exactly. Jen, I wanted 15 to be my forever dose so bad. I fainted on my first. Oh. See, now the fainting nerd, I was on the verge. How you wake up feeling like you're waking up from fainting. That's what scared me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Last week, that's what scared me. I went to sleep normal, but when I woke up, it felt like I was waking up from being like, it felt like I didn't sleep. It felt like I blacked out. That's what it felt like. I don't know if you can faint if you're already asleep. I don't know if you can black out if you're already asleep, but when I woke up, it felt like instead of just having a nice night of sleep, it felt like I was waking up from a blackout. I had brain fog. I was extremely fatigued. It felt like a bus was sitting on my body. I said, I'm getting the fuck off of this dose. I'm getting off. I'm done. Like, and it lasted about 2 or 3 days. It was very scary. Very scary. It was very scary. Are you asking me if I felt hungry when I was pregnant? Y'all about to start fighting in the comments. And I'm gonna be an instigator too. I am, because y'all gonna kiss and make up at the end of the day. Andre says my starting weight was 325. I gotta change this font because I'll be having a hard time reading some of this when I put it on the screen. I'm currently 235. Wow. Wait. Hold on. 325, 235. That's nearly 100 pounds. That's 90 pounds. Congratulations. My height is 5'11". I'm still 10 pounds away from my initial goal weight. Now, Andre, I'm glad you said initial, because had you said goal weight, I'd be picking on people. I would have been like, now, Andre, why is your goal 225 pounds final? That's still about, you're 5'11". That's still about 50, 60 pounds overweight. Did I get that right? I'm all up in your business, Andre, because we nosy over here. Not only are we vain, but we're nosy, Andre. Okay, so 525, I'm guessing you just picked that because 100 pounds down is an immaculate goal. Same thing I did. But I'm going to guess your final weight is 160 for your height, 5'11". I'm going to guess. Oh, drop the link. You'll fight back. All right. I'll drop the link for you, sweetie. I'm going to throw them bows. It can take our bodies time to catch up to the weight loss. My jaw was out of alignment for a while. You know what's interesting about that, Sydney? I had to do TMJ treatment. I did not attribute it to the weight loss, but I had to do TMJ treatment and get I had to wear a day guard for, I forget how long it was, 12, 15 weeks. And I have a night guard that I should be wearing, but I don't. And it was incredibly expensive. So I should probably get around to that. No, I'm not saying 60 pounds away is justified. It just turns out in my case, I was fine. It probably, because my body composition and how I gain weight, but everybody else could have had it back. No. I was actually picking on Sweet Tea, but I used your example because you shared. Now, nerd. Now I'm about to get back to you. Okay. Define fine. Should I pick on define fine? Because 60 pounds on top of obesity is not fine. That's y'all know we are Zepbound groupies over here. We are vain and we are about getting skinny, like, you know, as an idea, not necessarily physically skinny, but as an idea. And we don't rock with obesity, like, because we came from there. So we want the people that are still obese to come with us, whether they do it with GLP-1s or not. But I'm using your comment not as a form of judgment, but as an example of how normalized gaining so much weight during pregnancy is not seen as threatening. I personally, as a person that has not had kids, I see that as threatening, because we've also talked about before, are the kids just coming out? Now, I don't know if your kid's overweight or not, but are the kids just coming out with a bad hand being dealt? You know, the obese kids. I asked the question, why are they obese? Are they just doomed? Is it just their genetics? Most people said, yeah, they're doomed. Well, they didn't say they were doomed. I threw that in there, but they said it's genetics. So we have to consider pregnancy in that, right? Do we think having pregnancies during obesity plus additional weight gain, which would be insulin resistance, right? Which would be a hormonal issue. Do we think that during that 9-10 months of pregnancy, that is also contributing to like the obesity that we're seeing in kids as well? But it's not just them. It's, you know, it's your health as well. It's the woman's health as well. So, you know, I'm not judging. I'm thinking that we should probably have a conversation from an educational standpoint. But I ain't no doctor. Don't listen to me. I don't know nothing. Yes, sweetie, are you physically hungry or just fueling for the other human beings? I don't know. Your hormones change during pregnancy. I know. They also change during other parts of life. They change during menopause. They change during puberty. They change during stress. They change during depression. They change during PCOS. They change during a lot of times. I'm not saying don't gain weight during your pregnancy. I'm saying you swinging over 60 pounds. A nerd ain't even swinging that hard over 60 pounds. Nerd said 60 pounds on top of obesity, and felt like it was unnecessary. So I'm asking you, sweetie. Let me drop this link before you have a meltdown in the chat. I think one of us is confusing the comments between nerd and no, we're not confusing it. I think we're confusing nerd. I didn't justify eating for 2. I justify it because I had an eating problem. He came out 8 pounds. He was a big boy. Now, nerd, I'm using your example because you already said you would have stopped the weight gain sooner, like if you could go back. So I'm like, it's not really even about that. But I'm using your example to address what Sweet Tea is saying, because Sweet Tea was like, chill, there's hormonal changes during pregnancy. And I'm like, we're not about to just chalk 60 pounds up to hormonal changes. Like no, that's like, we could make the same argument for people that have never had children, but it's the hormones. We know that. We know that. Okay. That's why we're on GLP-1s. But what about the people that can't get on GLP-1s? Or if we're talking about pregnancy, there's no way you're going to be on a GLP-1 while pregnant. So what? You're just going to accept the fact that, hey, if my hormones say I gain 50 pounds, I just gain it. Okay. I mean, if that's the answer, that's the answer. Let me get this link. Thank you, Delilah. I'm not at my goal, but I love the way I look. Maybe Red a True Child would get me to my goal. You don't think? We'll talk about that some more, Andrew. And Andrew, are you weight training? So let me get the link for Sweet Tea so she could come up here windmilling. I'm gonna end up having to send Sweet Tea a blanket. Y'all been running me dry. Y'all been running my bank account dry. Okay, I forgot how to do this. Give me a second. Invite guests to the studio. Copy. I'm gonna pin the link. Technically, anybody can come up, but if I'm not familiar with you, I'm going to need you to turn on your camera before I let you on. And then when I see that you're not a troll, then you can turn your camera off and then come up and speak. But some of these faces I'm already familiar with, so I know they're not going to do anything weird when I let them on the stream, okay? All right, so let me send the link. Let me do that. And then, Jen, can you pin it? If you can't, let me know, because I know I used to ask you that for the verticals, but how about now? Can you pin it now? If not, then I'll do it. Okay, let me end this poll. Let me ask y'all a question. When y'all do a poll, if y'all wanted to change y'all answer, could y'all do it? This ain't my job. So you don't want to come up no more, Sweet Tea? Honestly, I don't want to fight. I'm using fight figuratively. I'm not gonna really fight you. I'm not gonna really fight about it. It's nothing to fight about. Like, it's really not. Just because I say what I think or the information that I have, it don't make me right. I tell you, I get extremely passionate about what I feel and what I believe, and I'm willing to stand on my point and argue it. And if someone has a better point, then I will concede my point and change my mind. But that don't make me right. But you know, dealing with an Aries, we got ram horns. We going ram. I don't know if that was a ram. It's like that. We're gonna ram, okay? We're gonna ram to make our point, okay? Oh, you can't, maybe because I'm on the phone. That makes perfect sense. That is exactly right, actually. So let me. I don't know why I assume you was watching on the computer. Watching on the computer. Okay. So I pinned the link to the stream. If anybody wants to come up, you are free to express or push back. I will hear you out. Okay. I'm not going to overtalk you, but just be aware. Y'all should all know by now. I'm very firm in my positions, but I'm not unmovable. You just gonna need a bulldozer to move me. Okay. You gonna need a bulldozer. Okay, Sweetie, I see you. You want to come with your camera on? I can put you on the stage because you typically come up with your camera on. All right, like the stream. If you haven't already, please like and please share. Please share. Actually, no, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, let me add Sweetie to the stream. Hi, Sweetie. You mad at me, girl? You look good. Okay, so let me hear you out, Sweetie. Let me hear you out. I'm gonna go on mute and do some.
No, you don't go on mute. Don't go on mute.
I was gonna do some research while you. Okay, so talk to me.
Oh, you gonna research now?
I already did it, but I wanted to prove my point. I wanted to prove it. Okay, so listen. Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay, so what is your conflict with what I feel about pregnancy and weight gain? Okay.
Okay, well, before we get into it, how do you feel? Because I'm a little confused.
Okay, so we were talking about Nerd gaining 60 pounds while being obese. Like Nerd. I'm gonna say she because Nerd said she had a kid. Nerd said I gained 60 pounds while being obese, and I was perfectly fine. Had a normal, healthy pregnancy. And what I'm saying is, if we have already established outside of pregnancy that most of the time weight gain and all of us ending up obese are hormonal related problems, but we still don't want to be obese, why is it casual or normal when it comes to being pregnant? Now, I'm speaking from the concept of 60 pounds. I said that that's a lot. And you had pushback for that.
Because again, Chat GPT, you can go do your thing, but literally the hormones in your body, progesterone, increases appetite and caloric intake, promotes your fat storage on purpose, grows your gastrointestinal, like it's all, and contributes to fluid retention. 10, 15 pounds of that is water that you're just full of. Estrogen increases. We know what estrogen does to the body. Your placenta, glucose availability, insulin resistance, like all of this is happening at the same time when you get pregnant. So 60, 20, 30 pounds, like I just think to say, oh, I think that that's ridiculous is a tough thing to hear when your whole body has been spiraled into this hormonal catastrophe and you're expected to somehow maintain your healthy weight. I didn't gain that much with both of my kids. With my daughter, I gained 55, and with my son, I only gained 30. But most women gain because of these reasons. I mean, like it's a very difficult position to be in. And this is a GLP-1 content, channel, and we're literally taking hormones to lose weight.
I agree. That was my
regulate
point.
our
That
body. So,
that was my
I mean,
point.
like I just think there's some things that are not within our control. And when I hear you coming for pregnant women, I'm like, hold on, wait. I've done it twice, and it's very difficult.
Okay. So Holly, I see you in the back. Give me just a moment to address Sweet Tea's comments, and then I'll bring you on. Okay.
And it also is very difficult to get off once you've put it on, especially if you like Nerd was saying she was already obese, and it's like, yeah, me too. So you already were struggling with how to lose weight. Then you have a child, your hormones go crazy, and now you somehow have to figure out how to lose more weight. It's not
okay. So you're interpreting what I'm saying as if it's the woman's fault that's carrying the child that she put on the weight. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Is that how it's coming
My
on?
interpretation of what you specifically said to Nerd was 60 pounds is a lot. You couldn't have did something about that?
That's not what I said.
Okay, so then what'd you say?
Let's ask the chat. Matter of fact, let's ask Nerd. Let's ask Nerd specifically so that I can clear it up. So Nerd, did you get the impression that I was saying that 60 pounds is not normal, or that 60 pounds you should have done something about that 60, like during the pregnancy? Or if not, or if it's neither, let us know what interpretation you actually got while I respond to what Sweet Tea had to say. Okay. So I know, Sweet Tea, that I am very, no, you're fine. Sweet Tea, I know that I am very high energy and I'm very passionate. But when I tell you, if my comments hurt you in any way, Sweet Tea, as a mom, that was not my intention for you or for anyone else. So I want to
hurt. I just don't.
Well, are you going to let me finish?
I'm not hurt. I just it needs to make sense.
Okay, so I gotta be able to speak in order to make it make sense, girl.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now that we know, so just to put it out there, just if it wasn't for you, then for anybody else. If anybody was offended by what I said, then you can feel free to disagree with me. It was not my intent to offend, but I am gonna stand on my point and explain what I meant. Okay. Now, once I explain what I meant, then y'all can tell me where I'm wrong. Okay. And then we can go from there. And I'm going to bring Holly on as well. So
great. Come on, Holly.
Okay. So for one, sorry, 1 second. Nerd said, Jen, she actually said 30. Okay. To answer the question, I felt like you were asking a combination of things. Like, did I have to gain 60 pounds? Was that me or was that Jen? Okay. So let me leave that alone for a second. All right. So for one, to be clear, I'm not coming for pregnant women. I don't come for anybody. When I do come for anybody, I will have a red banner up that will say trigger alert, because I know I'm about to offend some people. So I'm not coming for pregnant women. I have a pregnant sister right now, so I wouldn't dare come for pregnant women. Now, just because my feelings are that we need more education around weight gain, whether you are pregnant or not, was my point. We just so happen to be talking about pregnancy because I said for myself, if there's anything, right, but this has to be worked out through education. If there is anything that I can do to not put myself in that position after the fight with obesity that I have already had, for one, I never wanted to make that fight harder. Okay. So I started thinking about this. I started thinking about this at my highest weight of 242 pounds, which is over 100 pounds overweight. I'm thinking about starting a family. And I don't know a lot about pregnancy other than weight gain, but I'm already at such a high weight that it's scaring me, the potential for more weight gain. So I started doing research to figure out how much weight do you like is reasonable or necessary, right, to put on during a pregnancy. And what I found out was that the closer you are to a normal weight, the more wiggle room you have with weight gain, or the more weight gain is expected. The most amount of weight gain is expected from people that are underweight. Like people that are underweight, it would make sense for them to gain 30, 40 pounds. But I found out for my height and my weight at the time, only about 10 pounds of weight gain would have been necessary or expected. Now, if I gain more, then I just gain more. But it's like, I'm not saying that hormones don't play a role, because that would be ridiculous. Hormones play a role in weight gain, whether you are pregnant or not. I'm not even saying that it's pregnant women's fault that they put on. Some people put on 100 pounds. I've heard people say, well, through videos or whatever, I've heard people say that they put on 80 to 100 pounds during a pregnancy. And what I'm saying is people poo-poo that without a conversation, as if we're supposed to just mindlessly accept that. And what I'm saying is, and I may be saying it in an animated way that may seem like I'm blaming the person or telling them do better. No, it's not that. My animation may be allowing me to be taken out of context, but essentially what I'm saying is it feels like pregnancy is being overlooked as a path to weight gain. Like it gets more so normalized. So for example, right? So for me, if I have insulin resistance and I put on 60 pounds in a year, people are going to look at that like, damn, you put on 60 pounds in a year? Like what's going on there? But if you're pregnant and the reason for your hormonal issues are completely different, then it's like, oh, it's just pregnancy. And what I'm saying, as a woman that wants to be pregnant, I just need more. I feel like we need more information as to how to mitigate that as much as possible. But if you've already done it, I'm not saying that it's your fault. I'm just saying, like, it was. Now I was picking on Nerd a little bit because Nerd said, oh, I'm fine. But I say that to people that don't even want to, get within 20 pounds of their normal weight when they're actually trying to lose weight. I don't believe that 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 pounds, pregnant or not, I don't feel like that should be poo-pooed. That's the only point that I would make. That's the only point that I was trying to make. I don't think it should be so easily dismissed as hormones. Okay, so now what? Okay, so now we know it's hormones. Is there anything we could do about it, or is it just nothing?
It sounds like, and again, like what we are all learning on this journey is with the hormonal help, it allows you to make the lifestyle changes you can make to maintain or lose and get to a healthy weight. The same thing applies with pregnancy. I know there are a lot of women who remain very active. Obviously, exercise, eating well, all those things can contribute to a healthier, more normal pregnancy, obviously. But I encourage you to ChatGPT it, because it does break down all of the incredibly difficult obstacles that happen during pregnancy. So I would say, if you are able to do those lifestyle changes, if you're able to maintain your gym routine and your walking routine and eating in a healthy way, you probably won't gain 60 pounds. And I'd say there are a lot of women who didn't deal with obesity who didn't gain 60 pounds. But it just seems, hi. Oh, hey, Holly.
Hey, Holly.
It just
I'm sorry.
seems
I'm sorry.
unfair
Go
to
ahead.
compare these women, right? And I understand you have
It seems unfair to compare which women. Which women?
Women who deal with obesity and then women who've never dealt with obesity who get pregnant. I mean, like women who deal with obesity didn't have exercise routines. They don't have lifestyle.
But the foundation was obesity though, because
You
nurse said
asked
she was
me
obese.
what I could do to like give you advice on what may help you not gain that much weight during pregnancy, and I'm saying implement all the things that you've learned on this.
No. I wasn't asking you that.
Okay,
I was
what did you
asking.
ask?
No, I wasn't asking you that. I said that was the research because I was trying to understand if the 40 to 50, like Nerd said, I was trying to understand if that much weight gain was necessary. First of all, that's what I was trying to understand when I was doing the research. And then when I was just asking Nerd, like when I said 60 pounds, that's a lot. Like, was that necessary? Not as in like you should have done something about it, but like, is that like, was there a reason? Was there a reason that she gained the 60 pounds? That's what I was asking. Or was it just because Jen was asking, like, I don't know if she was asking you or Nerd, but like, were you hungry or like what was it? So it was more so of that. Now, when I said toward the end, are we saying that there's nothing we can do? That was the question. That's what I was saying. It was a question. It wasn't implied. It wasn't implied. It was I'm saying if we're narrowing it down to simply hormones, okay, I accept the fact that hormones play a role, but it seems like the offense is coming in as if there's some sort of blame. And I'm like, I'm just asking, is it just as simple as hormones?
It was positioned very blamey. So if you're not blaming, then we don't got beef.
Hi, Holly. Oh, we can't hear you. Oh, okay. Maybe you need to just come a little bit closer to your mic. Okay, so what did you want? I'm gonna try to see if we can make out what you're saying. What did you want to share, Holly? Can you hear me okay?
Although I never had, I can hear you guys fine.
Okay, go ahead.
I never wanted to get pregnant. When I was in high school, I recall in health class being taught that when you would have a baby, like 35 pounds is the maximum you should gain.
Okay, 35? So you're saying, so you were taught in high school that 35 was the max. And I guess the point that, or the bottom line that I was trying to get to was like, it depends on what, like where you're starting the pregnancy off from. So I hate to put Nerd on the spot, and like Nerd understands that there's no misunderstanding between us now. She cleared it up in the chat that there's no misunderstanding between us. But the point that I was trying to make was I was looking at this information as starting out as an obese person. We weren't even talking about normal weight people. Like that was never up for, we weren't talking about underweight and we weren't talking about normal weight. We're talking about me saying I was concerned as a person that was already obese. I was already 100 pounds overweight. Is it like, is there no path to, you know, like am I just out of options? Like so let's say last year, or how long have I been on a year and a half? So let's say in 2024, I wanted to start a family. I'm 240 pounds. So it just is what it is. I'm going to put on this extra 30, 40, 50 pounds. And that's just what it is. From the information that I got, not necessarily. Like now, is it fully within my control? No. But as far as like medically and clinically, is it necessary? No. Is there anything I can do about it? Well, I'm still figuring that out. What I chose to do was wait a little longer so that I could get the weight off. That way, if I do gain 35 pounds, if I do gain 40 pounds, I'm not gaining it. Now, I'm not saying everybody else should have taken this into consideration, but what I am saying is that maybe it should be a conversation. It don't matter how I feel about it. It really does not matter. My feelings are my feelings. My decisions are my decisions. It's just up for discussion. It's up for discussion. And I'm not saying that weight loss, we all know weight loss is hard. That's why we're on GLP-1s. Like we know that. But what happens if somebody gets pregnant and they have to get off of their GLP-1? Are they just doomed to 50 to 60, 100 pounds of weight gain? No. Is it your fault that you gain 50 to 60 pounds? I'm not saying that. No. What I'm saying is if we have more information, do we do a little bit better? I think so. Let's take pregnancy aside. If 30 years ago we have a little, like if they want to reverse the food pyramid now and say that saturated fats are okay now and limit the sugar and ditch the carbs and blah 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 blah, okay, y'all late, we know that already. But if we knew that 20, 30 years ago, do we do a bit better as a society? I think so. If we have the information, if we have the conversations, do we do better? I think so. So why can't pregnancy be a part of the conversation? Sweetie?
Again, I don't think that you're listening actively, because I said clearly that you can do a lot to prevent more weight gain, which is implement the lifestyle changes that you have learned during weight loss, which is eating healthier foods.
I'm not asking for me. I'm not even so active listening. Okay. I'm not asking you for solutions right now. All I'm asking.
Well, you just said, as a person who was on a GLP-1, you're concerned about gaining weight during pregnancy. And are we just supposed to throw in the towel on that? And no, we're not supposed to throw in the towel. You can exercise, you can eat well, and I doubt that you'll gain all of that weight.
So we're talking about women in general now.
Oh, okay.
That's the question. So
Okay.
in general, right? Because it don't matter what I do for me. Like, I'm not asking for me. I'm telling you, I've already made my decision for me. Like, but right. So I switched the conversation to women in general. I said,
it keeps moving.
What's wrong with women, pregnant women? What is wrong with them being a part, that demographic being a part of the conversation? Not hindsight, not like, oh, you already, like, you can't go back if you've already had kids. So what is wrong with pregnancy being a part of the conversation moving forward?
I think it's a good thing to talk about. Exercising and eating healthy during pregnancy is a great thing. Like, duh.
So where do we disagree? Then I'm confused as to where we disagree.
You, in your first comment, Nerd was saying she already had obesity. Correct. And then gained weight, right? Correct. Is that that was the original thing that we said. And Correct. You're like, whoa, is that okay? And it's like,
so my delivery was the issue.
Well, always.
I can't help you with that, sweetie. My delivery is my delivery. But that's why I started out by, I'm like, okay,
it becomes very dismissive of people who are really.
It's not no, it's my personality. It's not dismissive. But that's why I give you guys the chance to come up here and push back so that I can be very clear that I'm not dismissing anything. I'm hearing you out, and you guys are hearing me out. But my delivery is my delivery. Like, it's not personal. I don't know Nerd personally. I don't know like anybody on YouTube. So it's not personal. My delivery is always animated. Like, I'm always turned up. I'm always like, what? Come again? Like, I'm always like, but that's just a part of my personality. So it's not with an intent to be dismissive, because if I don't care or if I'm being dismissive, I have plenty of times said, I don't give a fuck about all that. Like, there's been plenty of times where
I didn't care.
There's
been have come up.
No. We're talking about my delivery. There's been plenty of times where I'm going blow for blow with somebody in the chat. I'm picking on Kim because it's always Kim. But we going blow for blow, and Kim's like, I just disagree. Or Kim will make a point, or Jen will even make a point, and I'm like, that's irrelevant. That's not what we talking about. So what I'm saying, that's dismissive. I know how to be dismissive, and it's not going to be underhanded. I'm going to clearly dismiss what you're saying or what's being said or whatever the topic is. If I'm dismissing something, it's going to be clear. It's not going to be up for interpretation.
I think that I feel very obligated to explain what happens while you're pregnant that contributes to weight. It is very difficult hormonally and challenging, especially for people who are already struggling with weight. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
It is a very difficult thing. I don't think that we should just chalk up 60, 70 pound weight gains, but for people who don't know how to implement lifestyle changes, the doctors preach at us, go work out, go eat right. If you've never done that, it becomes extremely difficult to do that when your hormones go low.
We didn't even get that far into the conversation though.
I'm trying to push us there because that's the real issue.
Then we agree. Like,
yeah, that's the real issue.
Was the problem. That's not
that
we agree
both my
on
pregnancies.
that part.
I was in two different places in life, And I think I didn't gain as much with my son because I was further along and I understood if you don't go take that walk, this is going to be bad, sis. If you don't go get, if you don't go get some steps, you're going to be in trouble. So I again do think that it should be a conversation. I think it's an important one because, all of us are at different phases of our life. We're on these journeys paying a lot of money to get to these goal weights. And if you do want to have kids, I think it's really, really important for you to continue to do everything you've learned so that you don't gain all the weight when you get pregnant.
I do feel, and then I'm going to read Jen's comment. I do feel that it's a combination of education and like things that are simply outside of our control, right? Like you can't not even necessarily, you simply just cannot tell your hormones what to do once you
can't.
Like you can't say, grow a placenta and grow a this and grow a that, right? So we don't have control over that. You can't say, make me hot, make me cold. We don't have control over those things. You can't say, make me hungry, make me not. We don't have control over those things when a person is pregnant. So I think that the education is not just on women, it's on the doctors as well. Like, so for example, Jen's comment says, you got to be seeing a tough OB to tell you not to gain more than 35 pounds. Doctors barely want to tell us we are overweight. I come from that demographic of doctors that are not going to talk about my weight. I don't know what's wrong with them, but I was able to get to 100 pounds overweight without a doctor saying a goddamn thing. And I don't know how. And I want to say 40 of those pounds came in 1 year. And I go to the doctor for regular checkups twice a year and maybe 3 times if I'm sick. So it's like I come from that demographic of doctors that won't say shit about my weight. So yeah, it is a little that's kind of where my perspective comes from. Like if they didn't say anything about my weight before pregnancy, I don't expect them to say much of anything. Once I'm actually pregnant.
I think they do though. Yeah, I mean, I do think they do, especially because of risk like gestational diabetes and other like serious medical conditions that can come as a result of gaining too much weight while you're pregnant. So
birth
yeah,
control as well. Because Jen mentioned the depot shot. I had that experience as well when I was much younger with the NuvaRing. But I didn't know
it shifts in your progesterone.
But I was young. Like, but that's what I'm saying. That's the education I'm talking about. I wasn't warned. Like,
yeah,
I didn't know.
It's like estrogen and progesterone, like literally, I think women have it so difficult because those two hormones alone are just, they'll drive you crazy.
Right. Nerd says, for what it's worth, coming down from 290 or my highest weight was 305. I felt better about getting pregnant at that lower weight than at my highest weight. I think I was between 225 to 230 when I got pregnant. So I had a better health profile overall than when I was at my highest weight, but I'm also 5'10" pure shape. So you're bottom heavy. Okay. All right.
Me too, nerd. When I got pregnant with my daughter, I was like 250 pounds, which is heavy. And when I got pregnant with my son, I was 210.
Okay.
And so those were two very different pregnancies.
Okay. Hey, Journey of Life. Hello. The real MVP says you can do the best you can to mitigate excessive weight gain, pregnant or not, but biology will win. That's why we all became overweight or obese in the first place. And that's why we need GLP-1s. No, that's why some of us need GLP-1s. Okay. Because not everybody needs a GLP-1. There are droves. Don't make me come up in here with Darlene. I'm just playing. But there are droves of people that have figured it out otherwise. And congratulations to them. I'm not doing all that. I tried it and I can't even say it didn't work, but I didn't stick to it. So this is what works for me. This is what I'm comfortable with. It is what it is. But we can't make it seem like because we have chosen the route of GLP-1s that there aren't still people that successfully lose weight and keep it off without GLP-1s. There are. I think sometimes we get a little bit of tunnel vision in the Zepbound main cult we have over here, but let's try to remember that the majority of the country isn't on GLP-1s, and the majority of weight loss over the past 100 years has not been from GLP-1s. Like, yes, it's incredibly successful and it has worked for us because we came into this with hormonal issues, But there are people figuring it out without GLP-1s as well. And I don't think they're doing better or worse than us. I don't think we're doing better than people that figure it out without GLP-1s. I think that GLP-1s are a wonderful option for people that have tried everything and it simply did not work for them, especially if you have an ED. That's my opinion on that.
Yeah, I imagine getting pregnant and you have an ED. Oh,
yeah, that's what
disaster.
That's what Nerd said.
Disaster.
Well, she didn't put it that way. She said something about eating, like emotional eating or something like that.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you already have predisposed issues with weight, and you have emotional disorders attached to eating, and then your hormones say eat all you can because you're growing people in your body.
I'm not saying it ain't a battlefield. I agree that it's a battlefield and I haven't even gone through it, but I've seen it, I've witnessed it. So I'm not saying it isn't a battlefield. I'm just saying that moving forward, right? Just hypothetically, because everybody could disagree or agree or whatever, be split down the middle. But I'm just saying hypothetically, is there a conversation that should be had that includes pregnant women? And if you've already had, if a person, not you specifically, but if a person has already had kids, how do they feel in hindsight? That was the point, as animated as it was, that was the point in me asking Nerd about the 60 pounds, because Nerd said it was fine. And I'm just like, now y'all, so I'm picking and I'm being animated, but it's not from a judgmental standpoint. I'm really asking a question. And from what I gather, Nerd feels I would have preferred to gain less weight, but I did gain the weight, and luckily I had a healthy baby. And
I would have preferred to gain less weight. I would have preferred not to be obese, getting pregnant. Can't change the past, but
that was my point. Like,
I think all of those things though contribute to the amount of weight that you're going to gain. Just like we all are as individuals. Again, if you're not at a healthy weight when you get pregnant, that is going to be more difficult for you to maintain.
I agree. So let me ask you this then. Now I am going to ask a hindsight question, since we're going back into like shoulda, coulda, wouldas. So would you say, I don't want to ask a leading question. Do you feel, GLP-1 or not, more now about weight gain and weight loss than you did at the time that you had children? Or you feel like it's about the same? Like your amount of information is the same?
I think that the information is different. When I got pregnant with my son, I had just lost 45 pounds on Weight Watchers. And I was going to Weight Watchers meetings.
Okay.
So I learned Weight Watcher doctrine, which is count points. I mean, we all know the point system, the exercise system, but that's different information than what we have now, obviously.
Correct. My hair. Correct. Sorry, I was putting the comments on the screen. So correct. Okay, so do you feel like there was...
I had Weight Watchers information.
The Weight Watchers information, even with that, it was like the hormones it just was what it was, like with pregnancy.
I didn't know very much about hormones or ghrelin or...
So do you think if
you
you had
know
that
any of that,
it would have... So maybe not weight loss information,
2009.
but so if you had like hormonal information, would that potentially have made a difference?
I don't know genetically if any of this would have mattered for me.
Okay.
I'm on a GLP-1 not just because I was 100 pounds overweight. I was also a 6.4 A1C. So although I did not get, diagnosed diabetic, I was 1 point away from it. And so we're talking about genetic predispositions, probably for insulin resistance and diabetes. So I can't really speak to that.
Okay.
I think that there's more cards stacked over here than maybe for other people.
Okay.
And so
I think that leads into MVP's point. So MVP, the real MVP, thank you for your comment, says those people who can lose weight without GLP-1s and keep it off don't have a problem. Most of us on GLP-1s have tried to lose for years without it and weren't successful. We can't compare people with ED or hormonal issues with people whose biology is working as it should. Okay.
Agree.
I think the confusing, not you, the real MVP. I think that you're confusing people that have never had a weight problem with people that have had a weight problem or an ED or a hormonal issue and have found the means to reverse that. Because if you look at the work of Dr. Jason Fung, he has worked with thousands of people that have type 2 diabetes and obesity. So they have a hormonal issue. Without a doubt, they have an insulin issue. They have been able to reverse their a lot of them, not all, but depends on how far along you are and how long you've had these diseases or disorders or whatever. A lot of them have been able to reverse their type 2 diabetes and or their obesity without any hormonal intervention. So we can't say the people that know how to do it
and maintain it.
Hold on, sweetie. We
and
cannot
maintain it.
Hold on. Let me finish my point. We cannot say that the people that don't have a GLP-1 don't have a problem. Now that I don't think MVP is being dismissive, but I would say that that does come off as dismissive, like, oh, we have a problem, but they don't. That's not true. Like we're throwing these wide umbrellas over demographics that don't need to exist. We're not the only ones with hormonal issues. Like, or if you have issues with obesity, a GLP-1 is not the only way to fix it and maintain it. Yes, absolutely. There have been thousands of people that have lost weight with keto, veganism, whatever.
I did that.
Yeah, but just because we didn't maintain it doesn't mean there aren't people that are maintaining it. Like, why are we?
I'm just saying that I did that. I read Dr. Fung's book.
Okay, so are you saying that there are people that don't maintain it?
I was intermittent fasting. I lost 50 pounds on keto. I reduced my A1C by 7 points when I was on keto in 2018. And I did keep the weight down until the pandemic and for 2 years successfully. And I really thought I have cracked the code. So, I mean, like, I understand there are people who are able to maintain that over time, but I also am saying that I slowly started to gain the weight back. Keto became ineffective for me, and I had at this point needed to take a GLP-1 many years later because
justifying the use of a GLP-1. We all agree on the use of a GLP-1. We don't have to explain why we're on.
I understand GLP-1. That, but you just said that that people who are predisposed to obviously we've all tried so many things to lose weight.
I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the people. I'm responding to MVP. I'm talking about the people. So we make it seem like, and I am. Thank you, MVP, for your participation. And yes, I am picking on you because I do that. Okay, but thank you for all of your support. Listen, the comment was made that we essentially need GLP-1s. Okay, fine. I'm not even going to argue with that. That the people that have tried GLP-1s and were successful, because let's not forget there are people that try GLP-1s and are not successful, but we're ignoring those people. We're acting like because we're successful that everyone that tries a GLP-1 is successful. We're also acting like because we were unsuccessful long-term with keto, fasting, or veganism or whatever else, that other people are gonna be unsuccessful as well. All I'm saying is there's room there's room for multiple types of interventions. There is room for GLP-1s. There is room for bariatric surgery. There is room for eat less, move more. There is room for keto. There's room for fasting. There's room for people I've
just tried all that.
Hear me out, sweetie, because mostly I'm responding to MVP's comment. So it is what it is. All I'm saying is that we cannot say that the people that lose weight without a GLP-1 aren't broken. That's what was said. Like, oh, we have a problem. They don't. Okay, so what do we say about the people that try a GLP-1 because they're broken and then the GLP-1 does not work for them? Are they extra broken? Or is this just not the route for them? Or it's just like we're assuming.
Yeah, it's just a tool.
We're assuming that every reason for weight gain is the same. And if one method works for a group of people, if one method works for a group of people, the people that don't need that method don't have any issues. That doesn't even make sense to me. That does not make any sense. It doesn't make sense to say.
Do you agree that we
no,
all
hold on.
have
Hold on.
obesity, which is like
Hold on.
a disease and
Since
not
we're
just
using
something
antidotes, hold
arbitrary?
on. Since we're using antidotes, right? Since we're using, oh, me, I. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the example of the same cousin that I always talk about, and we are damn near paralleled with weight loss. I've just, thanks to the 10 milligram, I've been able to go a little faster. But me and my cousin, we started losing weight at the same time, different methods. I'm on a GLP-1. My cousin is doing, I won't even say eat less at first. It was more so move more, reduce sugar, whatever. And we both start losing weight. I just lose weight a bit faster because I'm on a GLP-1. I don't understand, but we both have I would say undiagnosed. We have not been evaluated, but we both consider ourselves to have problems with food. So we both have problems with food. We are probably likely both insulin resistant because of our obesity, right? Or our obesity led to the insulin resistance, or the insulin resistance led to the obesity, however you want to look at it. But we're going about weight loss two completely different ways. And what MVP is saying is that if my cousin that has the same issues that I have, if my cousin loses weight and keeps it off, my cousin isn't broken, quote unquote broken, or doesn't have the hormonal issues, or doesn't have the
never accuse anyone of being broken.
No, not you. I don't even mean broken offensively. It's not an offense. It's not. I don't say that offensively, and I don't think MVP says it offensively. But I mean, like metabolically dysfunctional. How about that? Metabolically dysfunctional. All I'm trying to say, this is my stance, right? I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. All I'm trying to say is that doesn't completely make sense, right? I think that when we get on GLP-1s and we see success, we have tunnel vision. We see this as the only way because it's the way that finally worked for us. But we forget that there are plenty of people that are doing it other ways that have some of the same issues that we have, and they didn't have to take a GLP-1 to solve it. And good for them. Good for us. I'm team GLP-1. Listen, I did the keto. I did the fasting. I can't even say it didn't work. I just didn't stick to it because that's not the life I wanted to live. So yeah, it worked, but I didn't sustain it because I went back to my old habits. That's my story. But there are plenty of people that change their lives using those methods, and that works for them. And they have insulin resistance. They have EDs. Getting on a GLP-1 doesn't automatically magically solve an ED. There are people that are in therapy to fix those things.
I agree with that.
I'm saying we can share the same issues. The population can have a lot of the same issues and go about the solutions different ways. GLP-1s are not the only solution. And I just think it's a little narrow.
It's a tool.
It's a tool. It's one of many. It's one of many. And it's a tool that
one of many. Can I just, before I go, I was just going to say, I think that, and again, I know you're going to read and not listen.
I'm sorry, sweetie. MVP, if you want to come up, you can. You don't have to put on your camera if you would like to come up and explain.
Yeah, I'm going to go because I don't want to monopolize your stream at all. And I think we're on the same page. It's a tool, right? Is it a tool?
It's one of, I've said that since the beginning of my channel. It's one of many tools.
Amazing. And again, just to recap, I do think in women's lives, hormonal shifts can cause extreme weight gain, pregnancy being one of those.
Absolutely.
And now I'm in menopause, another one. So although I agree with you, I have fasted and I read Dr. Fung's book. I agree with him wholeheartedly. I have lost weight with keto and intermittent fasting. Wasn't sustainable because of huge hormonal shifts that at this point of my journey of life, I could only control with a GLP-1. And that's just my story.
I think that
not everyone
are very similar in that way. I honestly do. I don't think that's right. I don't think that that's everyone's story, but I think that we share that similar story. Do I feel like, let me just say this before you go. For me personally, not for everybody else. Do I feel like there are people that have tried keto and it absolutely did not work for them? Yes. Do I feel like there are people that have tried going vegan and it didn't work for them? Absolutely. Do I think, me personally, right, with the success that I saw on keto, do I think had I had the discipline or just had the desire, not even discipline, just the desire, like what if I really enjoyed keto, me personally, and my metabolic dysfunction? If I really enjoyed it and I had stuck to it, Do I think I would have ever made it to 242 pounds? Me personally, no, because of the types of foods that I was eating. When it came to fasting, I saw great success, but my previous ways of eating was easier for me. It was easier. It was more convenient. I suffer from emotional eating. I want my food to make me feel good. Yeah, I'm attached to my food in that way. So do I think had I been more consistent and stuck around with the fasting that I would have made it to 242 pounds? No, but that's me though. That's me. I think that those things they did work for me, but it didn't. I didn't sustain the weight loss because I went back to how I gained weight in the first place. So
I didn't sustain the weight loss because of perimenopause. So I mean, I think we have different reasons why we didn't sustain it, but yeah, it's sustainable for some people.
And now, Nerd being a messy boots says GLP-1s are by far the most superior method of losing and maintaining weight loss. That's my hot take. Y'all want to know my hot take? Before, well, sweetie, it's up to you if you want to go now or not. Do you want to know my hot take from the comments, or you want to know? I might trigger you though if I say it. Wait, do you want to go to the comments, or do you want to?
You gotta go to your comments. I'm gonna step out.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you for coming up, girl. I love you. You look beautiful tonight. Thank you so much. And I'm drinking my water. I am drinking it, sweetie. I'm my skin clearing up, girl.
You got all them water bottles. Come on,
I got
fill them
this.
up.
I got this. All right.
Fill them up
right now, but I got this. All right. Thank you so much, sweetie. I love you.
Bye.
Thank you so much. All right. So do y'all want to know my hot take? Nah, that was ghetto. Nerd then bought the ratchet out of me. So thank you, sweetie, for participating. Thank you, Holly, for participating. Journey was asking where Holly went. I think Holly just went back to work. And probably also because we couldn't hear her that well. But thank you to Holly for participating. And did I say the real MVP already? MVP and Nerd, thank you for participating. Okay, so that was fun. Do y'all want to hear my hot take? Now, Nerd, and I've shared it before. So if y'all was listening, y'all would already know my answer. GLP-1s are by far the most superior method of losing and maintaining weight loss. That's my hot take. Okay, so let me start a poll to see what y'all think. Let's see. I'm gonna say most superior. Most. Damn. Sorry, I'm banging hard. Method of weight loss. Okay, so I'm gonna start a poll. We're going to say GLP-1, right? GLP-1s. We're going to say, can y'all hit the like? What are y'all doing? Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. We're going to say GLP-1s. We're going to say fasting, which is no eating, right? That's no eating. We're going to say exercise. So burning calories. I'm going to say / burning calories, just to be clear. Just to be clear. Burning. Sorry, these nails, it makes it hard to type. Or we're going to say diet change. So I'm not going to say eating less. I'm going to say diet change. Okay? Well, you could do diet change, eat less. Okay, we could do that. All right, go ahead and like the stream and vote in the poll, my lovely people. You're all good sports. Okay, I know I'm a little hot. I was gonna say hot and bothered. That would have no. I'm not hot and bothered. I know I'm a bit animated, but y'all rock with me any other time I'm animated. Okay, so y'all just gonna have to keep rocking with the animation. Okay. All right. So please go ahead and vote in the poll. What do you think the most superior method of weight loss is? Okay. Now we did get a little sidetracked, but that was fine. That was informative. It was nice to have the conversation, the back and forth. But definitely go ahead and vote in the poll before I tell y'all what I consider to be the most superior method of weight loss. Okay. Best method. So back to this 10 milligram. Now that huge sidebar is back to the 10 milligram. Okay, so I will give myself, I was gonna say 30 days. I'm gonna give myself 3 months to try to get to 140 pounds. If 130 if you're nasty, 130 if you're nasty. If I get to the 140 and I decide it's a good option to for my body composition to go down to the 130, then I'll give myself, another month, another month and a half. But I forget who mentioned it earlier when it comes to the fainting on the 10 milligram. I have not fainted, but last week it felt like I was waking up it felt like somebody knocked my lights out. Okay. It felt like somebody put me to sleep, punched me, put me to sleep, and I was just now waking up 12 hours late. That's what it felt like. And it just made me feel like it's so much so that I'm not even looking forward to my next injection. Like I'm not looking forward to it at all. So with that being said, I'm interested in going down to the 7.5. I did enjoy that dose. I don't think it's going to be too problematic for me. Do I expect some hunger to come back? Yes. Do I expect some cravings and food noise to come back? Yes. Do I feel like I can learn to live with some of that? It depends. Depends on how severe it is. It definitely depends on the level, right? Because I don't want to, I know what it feels like to what I call crash out with eating. Okay. Now, we've had this conversation where I felt like I was hinging, but by the time we broke it down, we realized I was just being greedy. Okay. Like I was just being greedy. And that often happens to me when I don't take my shot on time. So it's day 7, it's the morning, and I don't take my shot all day. Honestly, by the evening, if I don't have some food prepared or I'm ready to cook, I'm gonna eat whatever's I'm gonna eat anything I could get my hands on. Okay. I'm going to eat whatever I'm gonna be a cookie monster. All right. That's just how it is for me. So I do I think some of that could be mitigated by me having decent food prepared? Absolutely. Okay. So I don't think that I need, even though I enjoy it. Oh, I enjoy having like 100% food noise suppression 3 or 4 days a week. I really enjoy that. But do I feel like I need that? No, because also, even if I decide to eat, that GIP, that GLP is going to stop me from overeating, I think, even at a 7.5 milligram. Okay. I think that GLP going to stop me because I get full very quickly. I could be starving and still, like, by the time I'm a few bites in, I'm done. Like I'm full. I'm done. Okay. All right. So let me see what you guys are saying. Because if fasting worked alone, I would have made it to my goal weight, but it didn't work alone for me. Am I missing? So I'm assuming, oh, you must have voted for GLP-1. Okay. I've even water fasted for 10 days on water, but gained it right back. Okay. Why are we waiting so long to go to 7.5 and feeling like you stated you have tried B12 to help with energy? No, I have not. Why am I waiting so long? Because I'm already seeing success with weight loss on the 10. I don't want to stunt that success. I mean, honestly, if I've been dealing with the energy problem for 6 months, what's another 3? Maybe that's ignorant. But that's where I'm at with it. Like first of all, I already have 4 vials, right? I already have enough. Thank you for your comment, Michelle. And no, I saw your comment earlier about if you're overweight, would people stop having kids? No, that wasn't my point, that you shouldn't get pregnant while you're overweight. No. That wasn't my point at all. I just wanted to clear that up. 70% of the country is overweight, so that wouldn't make any sense. No, that was not my point, but thank you. So I'm waiting because 1, I already have a month's worth. So I have enough to get me through to the middle of February. And I think I have another 3 refills on file or something like that. But really, I'm already losing weight on a 10. I don't want to slow that down. Now, I'm fine with my weight loss stopping if I titrate down, but I don't want it to stop before I get the next 25 pounds off, because I want to get this 25 pounds off fairly quickly. Like 3 months seems like plenty of time. I don't want to take 6 months to get 25 pounds off. I just don't. I am exhausted. I'm tired. Like, I'm not just fatigued from the Zepbound physically. I mean, like, emotionally and mentally. I have this, I'm like covered in this cloud of exhaustion overall. The pics V shared was right after the surgery. Oh, okay. I voted for fasting, actually. They all cause a calorie deficit. I agree with Delilah. Did I miss that? Did I miss Delilah's comment? Oh, I feel like the superior method is whatever works for you. Okay. Okay. All right. Y'all talking about book club. Okay. So let me see what you guys said. 58. Y'all still voting. Okay. 57% says GLP-1s, 14% says fasting, 7% says exercise, burning calories, 21% says diet change. Now, obviously, they all cause a calorie deficit. That doesn't change the fact that some people may feel that one method is better than the other. So technically, honestly, whatever works for you is the correct answer. But because I'm messy and I felt like Nerd was being messy and giving hot takes, I'm gonna just give my hot take. I honestly believe I've said this before, so it really shouldn't be a hot take. But considering that I'm already in hot water tonight, it feels like the water's about to get hotter. That's why I had to release sweet tea before I ended up triggering her some more. Okay. Now, y'all know I love me some Zepbound. Okay. I love me some Zepbound, but before y'all crucify me, hear me out. And remember that the link is pinned. So if you would like to push back or just share your opinion without typing, feel free to come up. And Holly, if you want to come back up, I know me and Sweet Tea were conversing, but you can definitely come back up, because if you didn't get a chance to really express yourself, then definitely come back up, okay? Or anybody else. Y'all, my answer is fasting. I can't vote in the poll because it's on my channel, but my answer is fasting. And let me tell y'all why, okay? So let's break this down. Jen, I feel like Jen gonna give me the worst, okay? Now, this is not for individuals, right? Like individually, whatever works for you is the correct answer, period, okay? But in general, right? Just in general, right? If you had to pick one, I'm going to say I believe that fasting is superior, is the most superior, even more superior than a GLP-1, and I'm going to tell you why. Even though some people swear it doesn't work for them, okay, fine. But that I'm still going to speak in general, okay? So please don't start yelling at me saying, but it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. Okay, fine. GLP-1s don't work for some people. So if you pick GLP-1, well, there's 10,000 people that can come into the chat and say, but it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me, all right? So somebody's going to say something didn't work for them. No, whatever, okay? Whatever. Here's why I think fasting is the most superior, right? I don't think you can get any more effective or efficient than eating nothing, right? Fasting is eating nothing. I'm not talking about all these weird different fasting trends where you can sort of kind of have chicken broth. You can sort of kind of have this. You can have a little bit of that. You can have 400 calories. You can have 100 calories. You can have 600 calories. You can have a little bit of juice. You can have a little bit of coffee. No, I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about 0 calorie water fasting, okay? I don't think personally, right? I don't think personally anything beats that. From my personal experience, I have had the most, well, not the most, because I ain't gonna lie, keto gave me more food aversion than actually being on a GLP-1, but we ain't talking about keto right now. Fasting, it's difficult. It's difficult, right? It's very, very difficult. And I'll just share my experience with fasting, okay? When I first started out fasting, it was incredibly hard because I went through withdrawals. I went through times of very, very low blood sugar. I went through hunger. I went through severe cravings. I went through all of that, okay? But once I was on the other side, I experienced appetite suppression. I experienced a reduction in cravings, especially for sugar, even more so than me being on a GLP-1, me personally. I experienced rapid weight loss. I'm talking about I could lose 10, 15 pounds in a month without even trying. Like, well, fasting is trying, but I mean, like when I was really, really good at it in my early 20s, when I was new to it and I was true to it and I was consistent. For me personally, I lost weight incredibly fast, and it didn't just cause a loss in my, my body fat or whatever. My cravings also changed and my appetite changed. Like I had appetite suppression. I wasn't hungry very often. The reason that I feel like that was happening is because when you go down to 0, Your body has to figure out what to do once you have used up all of your stored glucose. So the sugar in your blood, not all of it, it's never really all, but like the sugar that's stored in your muscles and then in the liver, once that's all used up, you're gonna feel like shit, but your body has to figure out what to do next, and then it moves on to body fat. I just feel that when it comes to a GLP-1, yes, we get food noise suppression. Yes, we get food noise suppression, we get appetite control, and we get our cravings reduced, and we get weight loss from the reduction in calories, right? Because let's be clear, that's where the weight loss comes from, and it also comes from the insulin control as well. That's another thing with fasting. I don't think there is any better control over insulin and blood sugar than eating nothing. Yes, GLP-1s help with blood sugar and insulin, and it's a beautiful, magical thing so that I don't have to fast as much as I had to in the past. It is a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing of technology and science, and I love it. But yeah, I do think fasting I think it's superior. I do. Like you can't get no lower than 0, okay? Like you just can't. You can't get no lower than 0, okay? And for those that are on a GLP-1, when you don't eat, that's still fasting. People don't want to credit it to fasting, but that is still fasting. So those people that go 24, 36, 48 hours with no food, I don't condone that on a GLP-1 because that's not like intentional, right? You're not saying, oh, okay, I'm just going to avoid food for 48 hours because I'm trying to get autophagy or I'm trying to get into ketosis or whatever. No, that's just you using a GLP-1 as a crutch to not have to eat, right? And I don't think that that's necessarily the most like that. I don't think that's the best approach, right? Now some may say, I didn't even read y'all comment yet because I know people won't come for me, but some may say, so if fasting is so superior, why are you on a GLP-1? Because I got tired of fasting. I didn't stop fasting because it didn't work. I didn't not lose weight with fasting because it didn't work for me. It actually worked, and it worked better than a GLP-1. Honestly, the reason I stopped fasting as much as I used to is because I got used to it. It became, for me, just an inconvenience. It was easier to eat fast food. It was easier to emotionally eat. It was easier to stress eat. It was just easier to not have to think about it, honestly. Like it wasn't that I didn't lose the weight. I actually maintained the weight loss for 2 years. It's ironic that Sweet Tea said the same thing. I lost the weight and I did maintain it. I was still fasting though. The whole time that I maintained it, I was fasting, and this is I didn't change my diet at all. But the pandemic hit, like a lot of other people, I got a little depressed, and I responded to that by eating. I did. I responded to that by eating. So fasting just went out of the window, and I could never really gain that momentum again, right? Because some may say, well, if it works so well, why didn't you just go back to it? Because I couldn't find, for me personally, what would happen is I would stop fasting. I would gain about 20 pounds. My clothes wouldn't fit. I wasn't about to buy new clothes. So I would say, okay, it's time to lose the weight. I would fast and the weight would come off. Then I'd get lazy. I'd stop fasting. The 20 pounds would come back and then my clothes wouldn't fit. And then I'd say, okay, I gained too much weight. It's time to lose it. I'd start fasting again and the weight would come off. I did this yo-yo situation for 4 years until the very last time, very last time I gained that 20 pounds. And I waited. I didn't get back into the fasting. I waited till it was 25 pounds. Still didn't get back into the fasting. Then before you knew it was 30 pounds. Still didn't get back into the fasting. Before you knew it, I had gained 42 pounds. And by that point, I didn't even have the willpower to get back to fasting. I just didn't have it. I didn't have it. And then I learned about GLP-1s and I was like, yeah, this is it. This is it. This is it. This is the answer. It makes sense. The hormones make sense. What it does make sense. I just didn't. I was down and out. I did not have the will. Now, some people may say, oh, I had all the willpower in the world and it still didn't work. I'm not even going to argue with those people. I'm just talking about for me. I just didn't have it. I'm telling you, I did not have the willpower. I'm telling you, I never got back into it. So there was no way for it to work for me because I wasn't doing it. And I couldn't find the strength. Do I think had I started therapy a little bit earlier that I would have figured it out? Yes, I think so. I think I would have figured it out had I started therapy a little bit earlier. But it was also a matter of like only having a goal of 200 pounds every time. Like, so I was comfortable gaining and losing the same 20 over and over and over and over and over again. It wasn't until I got on the GLP-1 where I finally decided enough with obesity. Enough. I'm done. Because theoretically, this would be stupid, but theoretically, if I was still stuck at 200 pounds, I could have used Zepbound or compound tirzepatide till I got the first 40 off, and then been like, I could have did the same thing I did with fasting, which is get off of a GLP-1 and gain it back. Now, to go back to a previous point about, being broken metabolically, right? But GLP-1s don't fix us, because if we get off of them, we gain it back, right? So it's no different. It's different. It's different. But in a way, it's no different than any other method of weight loss, where like if you stop what made you lose the weight, if you stop doing that, the weight will come back. So sometimes I feel like we're a little bit on a high horse when it comes to the GLP-1s, even though I'm GLP-1 gang, right? I fights for mine. But sometimes we're on a little bit of a high horse with the GLP-1s, as if we don't have to implement them for the rest of our lives. Just like if you choose fasting, just like if you choose keto, just whatever method works for you, you got to do that forever. Okay. And if your body gets used to it, you got to do something else. We don't have the information of what happens in 5 to 10 years of a GLP-1 usage for weight loss. Do we know that? Do we know what's going to happen in 2030 when we're still on the 15 milligram? Do we know what happens? Do we know if the weight comes back? Let's say Eli Lilly doesn't come out with any more doses. Do we know what happens? Then what? What if, just like every other method, some people that say, well, I did keep doing what I was doing, I did keep doing the right thing, and the weight still came back. Okay, but what if that happens to us on a GLP-1? What if that we don't have that information necessarily yet? Or if we do, y'all let me know so I can pull it up real quick, or y'all can email it to me. But from what I understand, what does the research say? I actually don't know. What happens after 5 to 10 years of being on a GLP-1? Because they're not new. So what happens? Do y'all know? All right. So now let me see how bad y'all was dragging me. Okay. 60% of y'all said GLP-1s is superior. Okay. So let me scroll back and see how bad y'all drug me. Okay. Okay. Like the stream if you haven't already. Oh, fasting is, but listen, GLP-1s is what shut off my food noise, and both of them work hand in hand for me. I agree. Honestly agree. I feel like the superior method is whatever works for you. Okay. Okay. So I see what comment I missed earlier, Journey. Okay. Sorry, I scrolled back too far. Sorry, 1 second. Not can't stand Oprah. What Oprah do to you? What Oprah do to y'all? For me, fasting is possible with the help of GLP-1s. Otherwise, it's not happening. Okay. Oh wow. Y'all still talking about Oprah? Okay. So you're not dragging me. Y'all dragging Oprah. Y'all dragging Oprah and Nicole in here talking about her scars. I maintained for 5 years, but had to live without a kitchen for a while, and it all went downhill from there. Okay. All right. I am back. My phone died. Okay, Holly. All right. I hear you, but I feel like a GLP-1 is easier maintained. Oh yeah, I agree with that. I agree it's easier, but I don't think it being easier makes it superior. That's just me though. I could play around with my dose and not have to worry about ED messing up my fast. I would agree. Honestly, I would agree. That's why I'm team GLP-1, because it's easier. We did a stream. I don't know if you were here, nerd, at this time, but we did a stream like 6 months ago where I asked the question, who the fuck said harder is better? Fasting is harder than being on a GLP-1. Some may argue being on a GLP-1 is more expensive and fasting is free. Okay, that's fair, but I don't feel like going through all that. I just don't. I don't enjoy 36-hour fast. I don't enjoy 24-hour fast unless I'm on a GLP-1. Like I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy having to remember when it's time to eat and when it's not. I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy it. It's I think physiologically it's superior. But as far as like which one I prefer a GLP-1. I 100% prefer, I actually prefer a combination, but I prefer GLP-1 over fasting. I do. And I'm willing to pay for it, right? But do I think like I would have had I spent 15 months consistently fasting versus 15 months on a GLP-1, I would have been at my goal 6 months ago, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I chose the slower route for me because it was easier. That's for me. It was easier to sustain. It was easier to accept, to deal with. I do enjoy the food noise suppression. I do enjoy the craving suppression. I do enjoy the appetite. I enjoy everything about a GLP-1 except the fatigue, honestly. Like I enjoy everything about it. So the experience is better, which makes it easier to maintain. There's over 20 years of research on GLP-1s of actual patient use. Yeah, but for diabetes, right? Or is it 20 years of research for weight loss? Because although those patients were losing weight, were they studying the GLP-1 for the weight loss, or were they studying the GLP-1 for the type 2 diabetes? That's what I need to know. Because I need to know what happens when a person loses 50 pounds on a GLP-1 and they're on the highest dose. And we know what happens when you come off, but what happens like within 5 years, within 10 years? Does that weight come back, or do they successfully maintain it for 10, 5, 10, 15 years? Do we know that? I don't think we know that. I did keto intermittent fasting while on GLP-1. I was able to sustain it with GLP-1. It's not about willpower. It's the metabolic dysfunction at work forcing you back to your high weight. I think you misunderstood what I said. When I said I didn't have the will, I didn't have the will to fast. After doing it so many times and giving, not giving up, but honestly just stopping, because I would lose weight for a special occasion with fasting, and then I'd stop fasting because the special occasion is over. It just got to a point where I never went back to the fasting. Now, I ultimately did eventually once I got on a GLP-1, but there was a time where I would fast just to lose weight, and then I would stop and regain the weight. So when I say willpower, I could have implemented fasting at any time. I just didn't have the motivation to do it. I'm not saying I didn't have the motivation to eat less or the motivation to change my appetite or the cravings. I know that hormones and cravings and EDs get the best of us. That I know. But I also know that I could have made a choice to do what I knew was going to work. I knew the fasting was going to work, and I didn't do it. And it's because I just didn't bother. I just didn't want to bother. I just did not want to bother. Hi, Andrew. How are you doing? Each time I lost weight, it was through intermittent fasting, but I could never get this low, no way. But I was torturing myself to not eat at night, and GLP-1 made it so much better for me. I would agree. I would agree. Give me a second. So yeah, so that's just how I feel. I'm not saying people should choose fasting over GLP-1s or stop GLP-1s to fast. I just think that from my experience, my weight loss would have been faster. And had I kept up with it, because I did make it down. Like, to be honest with y'all, being at 170, I'm only 15 pounds away from the lowest I've made it to with fasting. I made it down to 13 pounds. I made it down to 183 from 220 with fasting. I did do that, but then I stopped the fasting. I stopped it. So I guess from my perspective, I'm not far off from where I already was capable of getting to with fasting. I really just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to. I was using food as an emotional crutch, and I really just didn't want to. It's not like I tried fasting and it didn't work. So I was like, okay, now I'm screwed. No, I knew what was going to work. I just chose to not do it. me personally. I'm not saying that's the case for other people. All right. So there's my answer. I get that everyone feels like GLP-1 is superior. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind, but for me personally, I do feel like fasting is superior. So much so that if I ever had a GLP-1 taken away from me, I think I would have a very, very tough time, considering that I do have an issue with eating. And when you crush your appetite for so long, it's only natural that when you take that lid off, it's gonna come back raging. But do I think that will last forever? No. Do we know how long that lasts? I don't know. Did Eli Lilly do the studies? Did Eli Lilly do the studies to say they know when you get off a GLP-1, the weight comes back? But did they do the studies to figure out how long that hunger and that raging appetite lasts, because I will say this, my appetite before I was on a GLP-1, my appetite on a GLP-1, and then my appetite when I don't take my dose on time, 3 different experiences. The worst experience is when I don't take my dose on time. When I don't take my dose on time, it's worse than before I ever started a GLP-1. So clearly something is happening with the hunger there, and with the hormones, and with the appetite, and with the crave. Something's happening there, because technically my appetite is greater when I don't take my injection on time. It's greater than before I even started on a GLP-1. So if I was to stop, let's say for pregnancy, let's say for surgery, let's say finances, if I had to stop, would my appetite come back like a raging bull? Absolutely. How long would that last? I have no idea. Is there anything I can do about that? I don't know, honestly. I could mitigate the weight gain as much as possible by choosing what I eat, right? Because let's say my appetite comes back like a raging bull. Do I have to respond to that by eating cake? No, I don't. Can I respond to that by eating chicken breast 3 times a day? I can, but is that what my brain is going to tell me that I want? No, my brain is going to tell me that I want cake. So am I doomed because my brain is going to tell me that I want the easy stuff? Like I want cake, I want cookies, I want chips, I want pizza, I want this, am I doomed because my brain is going to tell me to go for the easier stuff? Because the second I start loading up on the protein, my appetite is smashed. It's crushed. It's crushed. There have been times where I questioned whether or not I should titrate up. And whenever that happens, I just load up on the protein, and it's like starting from the beginning all over again. That's how it works out for me. But that may not be the case for other people. The GLP-1 works on the mental barrier, so it doesn't fight your efforts to lose and keep it off. It also helps your body to reset what it thinks your normal weight should be. I don't know about that. I think we're giving a little too much credit there about that last part. It also helps your body reset what it thinks your normal weight should be. You mean your body set weight? How does a GLP-1 help reset your body, like your set body weight? Like some people can't get below a certain weight because their body has decided that it wants to stay here. Let's say 200 pounds. You're like, the body has just decided 200 pounds. I don't want to go below that. Usually that happens as a side effect of yo-yo dieting. Okay. How does a GLP-1 help with that? I honestly don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that credit goes to a GLP-1. Now, if you lose more weight than you've ever lost, then I can see why that seems that way. But I'm not sure. You can let me know. All right, give me just a second. I'm going to go on a brief intermission. Let me go back to these skinny talks real quick, and then I will be right back, guys.
First off, you're going to start with you. You're going to start with you. You're going to keep your word to yourself. You're going to treat yourself as if...
Sorry, is that echoing? Hold on. It's not. Hold on. I'm coming. Give me a second.
You would treat your...
Is it? Forget it. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to just let it play.
Best friend or your partner or your long lost buddy, I don't know, but you're going to treat yourself as if you would treat somebody that you love. You're going to treat yourself with respect. The same way you would demand respect from somebody else, you give that to yourself. You invest in yourself, invest in your health, your knowledge, your mental space, your spirituality, your body, invest in you.
There's a lot of things that people say after you lose weight, but the absolute worst is when someone says,
I like the way that you looked before.
How about I light myself on fire in front of your fucking face? You're meaning to tell me that this fucking guy right here, this behemoth, looks better than this right here. Looks better than this right here. Yo, I was fucking pregnant. I was dying. You weren't even helping me. I was literally killing myself in front of you, and you weren't helping for shit. But now you have something to say after I lose the fucking weight. Fuck you! If there's one thing that I can tell you to not say to somebody after they lose weight, it is that right there. It's so much better to just shut the fuck up. and say something nice.
When you lose weight, you become more visible to the world.
I agree with homie. He said, shut the F up. Actually, I'm gonna have to unlist this stream now that he just did the most. Now I'm gonna have to unlist it. I agree with him. Don't tell me I looked better before. Somebody said in my comments, you look better at 242 pounds. I'm sorry, that was rude. See, this is the stuff that Sweet Tea be talking about. I'm very my delivery is not the best. But I don't like that. Don't tell me I looked better obese. Yeah, he said, how about I light myself on fire in front of your effing face? Yeah, like he said I was pregnant. Like, listen, I don't like when people. I mean, does it matter? Does it matter? Because now that I'm 70 pounds down, I am getting how much more weight are you gonna lose? Are you sure? I get people trying to give me unsolicited advice. Now that is the pot calling the kettle black, because I will admit it is hard for me to not give people unsolicited advice in my life. Like people, like I will talk to people about weight loss when they was never talking to me about weight loss. I've been telling people in my life they need to not get on a GLP-1. That's one thing I don't say, but I do tell people in my life that they need to be serious about their health. And okay, like listen, maybe some of us are on a high horse. Okay, I'm not even gonna say maybe. We are. Whatever. We are. Some of us, a lot of us, including me, are on a high horse about GLP-1s. And like I said, we have to remember that. Okay, let's use Lizzo, guys, because according to damn, y'all gonna eat me up for this. Because according to Lizzo, GLP-1s didn't work for her, so she gave up and did Eat Less, Move More. You know, let's go to Reddit real quick. Go to Reddit, you know. Okay. Let's see what let's see what some people have to say about their GLP-1s not working for them. I'm gonna disappear. That's how much weight I'm gonna lose. Well, that's gonna render my gift useless, Jennifer. So I'm gonna need you to do something about that. She didn't say Ozempic. That's messed up. Are you throwing shade at Ozempic? Don't throw shade at our Ozempic girlies. You know, I think I don't attract the Ozempic people. I'm not sure why. Is it because I'm a Zepbound groupie? For some reason, I don't really attract them very often. Like, how did I end up with a big ass Zepbound crowd? Is it because I like sometimes I put GLP-1 or semaglutide in my title? I haven't done it in a while, but back when I first started, I used to put both in the title, and still I mainly attracted Zepbound people, Tirzepatide people. But she didn't specify which one she tried. She just said she tried a GLP-1. That guy is my inner voice. Now, the real MVP, I'm just saying, sometimes we be looking a little crazy and people be like, I liked you better then. And you know what? In the Black community, they be serious. They be serious. Like, things have gotten interesting at 70 pounds down. I will say that. I will say that. Not at 20, not at 30, not at 40, not at 50. For me, 70 pounds. At 70 pounds, I'm starting to see some of the things that people are talking about people, you know, acting different or making certain comments and blah, blah, blah. She said Ozempic didn't work for her because Manjaro did the work. You know what? I'm going to give you that, Delilah. I'm going to give you that. All right. So let's go to Reddit. And let's see what some people have to say about. I've never talked about this before, honestly, but I'm inspired by the MVP. So let's see what some people have to say about GLP-1s not working for them. Now, I used to be. What if I have talked about this? It's been from the aspect of people saying stupid stuff, right? In support groups, like I was on semaglutide for 4 weeks. I didn't lose any weight. Then I switched to tirzepatide, and I'm on my second week, and I still haven't lost any weight. I'm frustrated. It's not working. Or I'm on tirzepatide 2.5 milligram, and I haven't lost any weight. It's not working. I'm frustrated. Or I'm on Zepbound 5 milligram, and I did lose 20 pounds, but I'm not losing any more anymore. Now, am I drinking water? Am I eating enough? Am I exercising? Am I sleeping? No, but I've seen other people not do these things and lose the weight. So what's the problem? They've lost 30, 40 pounds easily. So typically, when we come across, like the stream, if you haven't already, please hit the like. It is free, but if you want to donate, you can donate to me on Cash App or Super Chat. Cash App is a little vein, because we're a little vein over here. Okay, support the channel. But it's like typically when we come across people saying it didn't work, they're saying something stupid behind it. Okay. Okay. They're typically saying something dumb behind it. I have a friend whose sister is on Zep 7.5, not working yet, haven't lost a pound. That could be a number of things. Maybe she needs to make it to the 10. Maybe she needs to make it to the 15. Maybe her issue isn't hormonal. Like I said, it doesn't work for some people. We be acting like I do agree that Zepbound is the golden goose for a lot of us. Like we can do a lot to reverse obesity and type 2 diabetes if we can get a lot of people on Zepbound, tirzepatide, whatever. But it ain't gonna work for everybody. All right. Like it's not going to work for everybody. So we cannot act like it does or it will or it has. Okay. So let's see what these people have to say about their GLP-1 not working. So this first one, is it me? GLP-1's not working. Hopefully this person doesn't say something stupid, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I haven't vetted these in advance. I actually just thought about this on the spot. Am I doomed or what am I doing wrong? I was on Manjaro for about 6 months, and you see what I mean? You see what I mean? Now I'm gonna I can't even get through it. I'm gonna let the person finish. I'm gonna read it. This person says, I was on Manjaro for 6 months and lost 40 pounds. They started out by saying it's not working, but then say they lost 40 pounds. Okay, let's just see. Let's just see. Maybe I'm missing something, okay? Let's just see. 1 second, all right? I was on Manjaro for about 6 months and lost 40 pounds. Sounds remarkable, but I fought tooth and nail to lose the weight and felt like garbage the entire time. Okay, so are we not supposed to work hard on a GLP-1? Because I've been fighting. I mean, after 50 pounds, I've been fighting my ass off to get any additional weight off. But that means the GLP-1 isn't working. Let me let her cook. Let me let him or her cook. Okay, let me let them cook. I was so tired and I had all of the side effects. They never subsided. I ended up in the hospital, so I stopped the medication. I rapidly started gaining the weight back. I was up 30 pounds in just a few months. This is not a new information. We already know this. I talked to my doctor and decided to give semaglutide a try. After being on tirzepatide, that's not a recipe for success, but whatever. I went up very, very slowly, and I'm currently on a 1 milligram dose. I'm only down about 4 pounds after 6 months. I have terrible heartburn 24/7 and stomach upset a lot of the time. I'm not overeating and nothing is happening. I'm afraid to increase my dose because of the side effects, and I realized this isn't the highest dose. I also started metformin 500 milligram a day a couple of months ago. Is it just me? Any suggestions? Or what else can I do? The only other medical info going on is that there's some sort of adrenal dysfunction going on. I have high cortisol and low DHEA, if this is helpful. What do y'all think? Did I read that too fast? If my grandma was still alive, she would be happy that I lost the excess weight. No one monitors your excess weight more than senior Black women. Oh my gosh. Jen, what is a small fat? Technically, I would be a small fat right now. I would say somebody that's only like 20 to 40 pounds overweight. Let's see how Jen describes it. Oh, see? Yep, there we go. She only needed to lose like 30 pounds. Yeah, somebody within a 20 to 30 pound, 20 to 40 pounds overweight is what I would describe as a small fat. They're less than 50 pounds to their normal weight. A terminology coined by the fat acceptance community. I say this all the time. I lost more weight each month and faster on my own. Averaged 20 a month, 115 in 5.5 months. Then a year later, started the homie. Now my average is 7 pounds a month, 18 months, 140. That was me, 40 pounds overweight. Okay. All right. So what do y'all think about the post? Like the stream if you haven't already. 27 people watching. Please like the stream. And if you're new, please consider subscribing and drop a comment. Say hello. And if you would like, let us know if you're on a GLP-1 or not, if you're on a weight loss journey or considering it. And let us know your starting weight, current weight, goal weight, and height. It is in the chat if you need a reminder. Oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and give out some badges while I'm here. They go to random people. And if you've gotten one before, then you're just lucky. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh my God, I almost switched it to members only. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me just give them out real quick. Meow, 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 meow. Sorry, y'all remember the Meow Mix commercial? Do y'all remember the Meow, 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 Meow Mix commercial? All right, I just gifted 5 memberships and we should start seeing who they went to shortly. Okay, so, and congratulations to everybody that has become a member. Please leave a comment if you are watching, because sometimes the people aren't watching, they just are subscribed or they've been here before. All right, so Ayush Kaur, did I say that right? Thank you for commenting. Wait, are you stopping 10 and going down or moving up? I'm going down in about 3 months. I would like to finish losing weight on the 10 and then go down to 7.5 for maintenance. But thank you for commenting. Please consider subscribing if you're not already. Thank you, Holly, with your not dead phone anymore. Hey, all those people in the bushes, we see you. I hope they're watching. I hope they are watching. Let me shout them out by name. I only see 4 that went out. There's supposed to be 5. Am I missing one? I see For Better or Worse, Kicking It with Misha, Brooklyn, Jazzy. Somebody's missing. YouTube, stop playing with me. It says I sent out 5, but I only see 4. I definitely only see 4. Oh, Michelle. Michelle got a membership. That's why. I couldn't see it because Michelle's blue. Michelle, you got a membership. Congratulations to Michelle. Michelle, you weren't already a member? You might have already. I don't know. Why would they? Okay, I don't know. Michelle's the first one. Okay, so congratulations to all of you. Okay, I didn't see the first one. All right, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it gives to anyone. Oh, Jazzy commented. Thank you so much for supporting, Jazzy. Yeah, I see. I missed Michelle because she didn't light up as green because she's a moderator, so she stayed blue. All right. So congratulations to all of the new members. There are live streams and I think mostly live streams that you can go look at and some pictures as well. All right. So this person said that a GLP-1 is not working for them after she lost 40 pounds on Manjaro, stopped it, gained it back, and then tried to switch to semaglutide. I'm sorry, but that is not a recipe for success. It's not. It's just like going from tirzepatide to semaglutide is like hustling backwards, honestly. But okay. Seeing people's GLP-1 results make me feel like a failure. I am not anti-GLP-1 and I understand that they are very helpful and necessary for many people. However, it is honestly, hold on, sorry. It is honestly so hard to see people losing weight with seemingly no effort. How many people would say they lost weight with no effort since being on a GLP-1? Like realistically, maybe Sydney, what do you think? Because you only had, and 40 is a lot. So I won't say only like it's insignificant, but like a lot of people had like 80, 100 pounds to lose. So whether you had 20 pounds to lose or 100 or more pounds to lose, 200 pounds, whatever. Does anyone feel like the effort is minimal or minimized being on a GLP-1? It's like shopping at Target than going to Walmart. I actually would shop at, what are we talking about? Shopping for clothes, appliances? Because if we're talking about clothes, I'd actually shop at Walmart before Target. I don't like Target's clothes. I don't like Target's clothes. I think Target's clothes look like elementary school teacher clothes. Like I don't. It's easy to think so little. It's easy to think it's little to no effort when you don't spend all day and night with someone. Oh, Michelle does have 2 pages. That's what I'm like. That don't make no sense. Okay, that's fine. Listen, I don't got no control where the memberships go. Michelle's a double member. I'm like, how could Michelle? Okay, well, still, congratulations. Okay, Michelle deserves a second membership. Why not? All right, so I don't even want to read this no more. However, it's honestly so hard to see people losing weight with seemingly no effort, becoming much skintier than I ever have been and ever will be, and experiencing freedom from things like cravings and food noise. And I will just never, they probably meant have that. I'm 5'1". I haven't achieved my goal yet, but I'm hoping to be there in 3 months. So I'm anticipating that I will be at goal and then I can titrate down. So if I'm not at my goal yet, then I will wait a little longer before titrating down. But thank you for the comment. Oh, you just took your first 7.5? How do you like it? Well, maybe it's too soon to tell. But how have you liked your Zepbound journey so far? And if you want to let us know what your starting weight and your goal weight is, and how tall are you, if you want to tell us. This person is pissing me off on his Reddit thread. Jen, I need like intervention. Bring me coffee, Jen. I'm almost out. This person is pissing me off. Oh, you're talking kilograms. So what country are you watching from? I'm in America. So we live in a stone age and use pounds over here. I could do the conversion, but I still want to be nosy and let me know what country you're watching from. So you started at you're 5'5", started at 121-ish kilograms and now at 115-ish. I honestly don't know the conversion. Oh, you're a USA but from India. Okay, do you know the conversion in pounds? I don't know it. I don't know. I can look it up, or I could just have you Google it for me. Target used to have the bomb clothes. Maybe I missed it. I've always liked Walmart clothes. Like maybe that's just the poor person in me. I don't know. I'm not poverty shaming. I'm just saying like maybe Target was just too expensive for me. But I mean, and I haven't been in there in a while, but I always felt like their clothes just didn't suit my body type. Now that I'm on the verge of being skinty, maybe, but I just felt like Walmart's clothes was more like plus size friendly when I was bigger. You know, like I was more likely to find like an XL or 1X in Walmart and it looked good. Whereas with Target, everything felt overpriced and kind of like not cute, but maybe I'm tripping. Oh, I hate Target's clothes. Walmart has some cute stuff actually. I just mean shopping experience in general. Okay, I got you. All right. It's 10:30, no coffee. I'm gonna be up 2 hours after I get out of here with y'all binge watching my show. Jen, I have not been enjoying my weekends. I have been too busy. I have been distracted and I have been stressed. This is the weekend of I don't want to do a goddamn thing except talk to y'all. Like I'm not even gonna lie. I don't want to do anything but talk to y'all and watch TV and hang out with Tommy. You know, like that's really all I want to do. And I'm comfortable with that. Like that's all I want to do this weekend. I don't want so yes to the coffee, yes. But I already finished it, so I'm not gonna have it anymore. 266-ish. Okay. Okay, gotcha. All right. I'm still not able to push myself for daily workouts, so results are below average. Well, maybe you need a little skinny talk. You know, some of the guys are on skinny talk too. I'm just saying, a little bit of skinny talk. Okay, we're a little vain over here. We are a little vain. All right, so let me get back to this person that's pissing me off in this in this Reddit thread. All right. They pissing me off and I'm distracted. I don't really want to finish it because I don't want to crash out. All right. This person is complaining about other people being on a GLP-1. They are clearly not on a GLP-1. They were saying that people are getting skinnier than they ever will be. I'm 5'1" and 125 pounds, so I'm not obese and I'm at a good weight, which I can recognize. But what honestly just really hurts is that people who take Ozempic do not take it and get to my size. Someone who my height who takes Ozempic may start at double or even triple my weight and get down to 10 or 20 pounds lighter than I am now. That was just an intermission so I could say bye to Tommy while he was leaving to work. Can y'all help me, like, be annoyed by this person? Can y'all help? No, because I think this is the most ridiculous one that I've heard thus far about complaining about GLP-1s. This person's not on a GLP-1. They're 125, 5'1", so they're at a healthy weight, but they're mad that people that take Ozempic may end up at 110, 115. But me, I've been yo-yoing the same 5 to 10 pounds over and over again my entire adult life. I will never be the same size as someone who takes Ozempic. I do suffer with food noise. I struggle to stay in a calorie deficit. Like I said, I don't have anything against people who take it, but it just hurts seeing so many people shrink and feeling like there's something wrong with me. Okay, what does that have to do with anything? I'm trying to figure it out. This is vain. This is a lot. You know what? I would say this is a negative example of vanity. This makes me feel like this kind of gives me the ick. This kind of gives me the ick, right? Because typically people will say, "Oh, you're just so vain, and you don't want to be vain, and you just want to be vain." So we say, "Okay, so what? We're a little vain. So what? We take GLP-1s and we want to be skinny and cute and fit and have muscles and have lower A1C. So what? So what?" But this, a person at a normal weight being irritated that people can get 5 to 10 pounds below them. Journey, you're blocked for the rest of the stream. Don't play with me. Talking about something, I'm bored. Okay, give Boss Baby the phone. Boss Baby ain't gonna be on board. Y'all are being, y'all, Sydney, you too. You know what? Fine. Y'all don't want to listen to me talk. Let me just play these skinny talks. Let me just, y'all, you know what? I come here for nothing. I come here for company and conversation, and y'all just don't care. So let me, y'all rather hear skinny talks. Let me just go ahead and play the skinny talks. Y'all just,
like, people will actually see you. And I'm not saying this as like, oh, well, when you're overweight, you're not seen. Like, people don't see you as a person. They do see you as a person, but when you lose weight and you catch everyone's attention and you start wearing more makeup, you start changing up your hair, people will actually start to look at you. If they notice that you have a change to yourself, they're going to start to look you up and down and think to themselves, what did this person do differently? And then they're going to start analyzing your features. And then they're going to just start looking at you and just analyzing you, just thinking about what you look like. Just honestly, just perception. Like, people just perceive you more. And if you want to level up, like, you have to be ready for that, because so many people think that, oh, well, I'm just losing the weight for myself, or I'm putting on the makeup for myself. Well, yes, you may be doing that for yourself. Other people are still perceiving that, and they're still seeing what you're doing to yourself, and then they're creating these narratives in their mind about, oh, well, why do they do that? Why do they put on makeup? Why do they change their hair? Why do they lose weight? They're going to start just thinking all these things about you, and you have to be ready to be seen.
Something that will never stop being funny to me is when people ask you in real life, oh, what are you doing to lose the weight? And you tell them that you're just counting your calories. Immediately their face falls, and immediately they're like, and they're not interested anymore, because it's like an actual solution. They want to hear a magic secret. They want to either hear it to be a magic, easy secret that, like, oh, actually, I eat a banana pepper before bed every night, and just like that, the weight falls off. Or they want you to tell them something that's too hard to reasonably implement into their life, so that they can say, oh, well, I can't do that. But if you say, oh, I just track my calories, then they're like, okay. And it happens so often.
I'm so tired of being freaking fat and overweight. Like, I'm tired of these diets that aren't working. Like, why can't I just lose weight by breathing?
The nurse took my weight and then walked me into a patient room and said, "Right, sorry about your weight." like, I know you don't have to tell me. And then she's like, we've just been really busy today. I know you got like hung up on like your insurance, whatever. Just talking about how long it took for me to actually go in, not my actual physical weight.
If you are on a weight loss journey, be prepared for the switch up. So I need you to mentally put into your mind that people that once was there for you, people that once supported you, the people that was the most loudest at one point in time is going to go silent. It's going to be the people that you least expected from. But I'm making this video so you can prepare yourself. Now, I think the psychology behind it is, especially if you're somebody like me who has started and stopped the fitness journey multiple times, people are counting you out, and they want you to think that they are truly supporting you, but they probably like, she's not gonna do it, she's not gonna get it done this time. And when you finally get it, especially if they're trying to lose the weight too, they are going to feel some type of way. They are going to feel some type of way, and they are too jealous to give you your props and congratulate you and still be supportive, instead of trying to learn from you, or trying to understand what they should be doing or what you've done differently. They simply become haters, or they become spectators preying on your downfall. And I feel like during your like when you really lose weight, you just truly see people for who they are. And a lot of times people like to say, oh, she lost weight, so she's starting to feel herself now, or she became a bitch after she lost weight. No, you see how people change up. You see how people approach you differently. You see how much nicer people are, and you can just see through the bullshit. You see it from both sides. You see how the world views you and treats you when you're in a bigger body versus when you're fit. It's crazy. It's so crazy how superficial people are. And I think that once you lose the weight, you kind of take your rose colored glasses off, and you see people for who they are, and you're not so accommodating and open, because you know that people are full of shit. They truly are full of shit. So I just wanted to give that disclaimer, because it's been hard for me to process this shift after I lost the weight. And losing certain people and losing connection with certain people has definitely been hurtful for me. But at the same time, when God is taking you to another level, everybody can go. And I'd rather know who really don't like me and who isn't really supportive of me, than to take people with me and the whole time I'm elevating them and they don't like me the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a trade-off. It definitely will change your mindset and your brain chemistry on how you view people. And it's going to be a hurtful process. But I just wanted to get on here and make this video just so I can tell you to mentally prepare. Especially if you locked in and you're going to hit your goal this time, mentally prepare. It is scary when you see the switch up, when you see people for who they really are, when you start to hear the backhanded comments. Oh, girl, you losing weight, but don't lose too much. Oh, you look better when you were bigger. Your head looks a little too big, or your neck is too skinny. Oh, look at your collarbone. You look hungry. I think you should add some more food to your regimen. But when I was big, you wasn't saying, hey, girl, I think we should work out together. I think that we should, try this diet together. You just thought that you had a one-up on me, and you thought everything was good. Now in your mind, you feel like I look better than you, or you view me as competition. Now it's an issue. I just want you guys to prepare for the blessings that are going to come, but also prepare for the haters and the people who was once supportive of you and your journey to go silent and be no longer supportive.
I was 394 pounds and now I'm 155. And I think the best part about losing the weight for me has been the fact that I am now able to participate in life. When I was 400 pounds, I was constantly anxious and worried about how any sort of activity or any part of my life really could accommodate my size. If a friend invited me to a show, my first thought was never like, oh, that'll be fun. It was, is there parking nearby? Is the venue uphill or downhill? Am I going to have to go upstairs? If somebody invited me to a baseball game, I would check the dimensions of the seat to make sure that that was something that I could participate in. And 9 out of 10 times, I wouldn't even go anyways, because I'd be, every thought I had was like, oh my God, am I going to sweat too much? Is the seat going to be uncomfortable? All of these small things that I did, first off, skyrocketed my cortisol all the time, because I was constantly like just in an anxious, like worried panic mode at all times. And also just like kept me from living my life, and now I'm 38 years old and I'm just now like doing things that most people were doing in their 20s. And, most people were having fun and participating in their life. And I was just afraid. And I'm not saying that if you're 400 pounds, you should not live your life. And not everyone obviously has that experience. But for me, the best part of losing the weight has been being able to participate in life without endless anxiety and endless worry. And if you're on a health journey, if you're trying to lose a bunch of weight, like, just know that on the other side of that is a really beautiful, special life that I wouldn't trade for anything.
After losing weight, not only does your body change, people change. Be ready to be treated differently after you lose weight, and that's for the good and the bad. But good thing you didn't do it for people, you did it for yourself and your health. My job, I feel like people at my job are much more pleasant, but in the same token, I'm much happier. I'm not gonna lie. I'm much happier. I'm nicer. And I'm just more easygoing. So I feel like that's why people are just more pleasant to me, because I'm more pleasant to them. So yeah, I have had people I was close with who really just don't talk to or communicate with me like that. And it's just ironic that it started once I started losing weight. I'm not assuming anything. I'm just putting 2 and 2 together, and it's kind of equaling 4. The men are a whole different conversation. I attract a lot more men, and it's so overwhelming because it's like, who to pick? So many options. The caliber of men I attract is much different now. I used to attract men in SRTs. Now I attract men in AMGs. It is just what comes with the territory. It can be overwhelming because a lot of men express their interest. And all of a sudden, I just became so pretty. But I've always been pretty, so yeah. But dating has not gotten better for me, even though I attract more men. My dating life is still the same. Okay, clock it. Maybe I'm the problem. I don't know. But yeah, overall, people will treat you different. Losing weight, becoming a whole different person. Not even a different person, but a better person. You're going to see who rock with you, and you're going to see who don't. It will reveal people's true colors. Thank you.
As someone who was skinny most of her life and is now plus size, I will say that it's sad, but it's true that people treat you differently when you are skinny. They treat you better when you're skinny. And I don't know why society is like that. And I feel like that is the main thing that's like pressuring me to want to lose weight again. I love myself and I do find myself attractive, but it sucks that when you're skinnier, people are just nicer to you.
Until you have that very fortunate but painful moment that every fat person goes through, where you look at your reflection, where you look at a picture or a video or whatever the hell, and you say, damn, I am fat as hell, or any type of version of what I just said, you're going to keep gaining weight. I guess the term is weight blindness now. I never knew what to really call it, but we're going to go with that. When you truly see yourself for what you are and not for what you think you are, because those are two different things, you're going to keep eating, you're going to keep getting whack sleep, you're going to keep drinking, you're going to keep doing all kind of bullshit to pack pounds on your body. And it's going to come that one fucking day, you're going to look at a picture even though you've looked at millions of pictures of yourself. You're going to look at a video even though you've looked at thousands of videos of yourself. You're going to look in the mirror even though you have seen your reflection 3.7.9 billion times. But that one fucking time, you're going to look and be like, who the fuck is that? And I'm here to tell you, that person is you. I do not know why this happens. I do not know why this is the way it is. But overweight people consistently eat, drink, do all kind of metabolic shit wrong. And you know you need to lose weight, right? You know, like, okay, I need to go to the gym. We all have that thought like, okay, yeah, I need to go work out. I need to get right. I need to do this, that, and the third. But we don't really see it until you see it. You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, it's just like this moment in life where you just have like you see it and then nothing else matters but you and this image of yourself that you've seen a million times. But this one fucking time is different than any other fucking time. Shit is crazy. Now you got to deal with a multitude of things. Now you have to get serious with your fitness. Now you have to get serious with your weight loss. You also have to deal with the fact that you allowed yourself to get to this point. Because just a week ago, you could go out there and eat with the best of them, drink with the worst of them. You can go out, have fun, do all this shit. Now this new week comes about after you've had that moment. You feel so much weirder doing all of that shit. You don't want to drink no more liquor. You don't want to eat that much food no more. You don't want to do any of that shit. But now you battling the person who you've always been, which is the person that got you to this point. Congratulations. You now are about to go on the fucking roller coaster that is a weight loss journey or a lifestyle change, which is what some people want to call it. Either way, you know you need to get right. Again, I don't know why this happens to all of us, but shit bad, bro. Because when I looked at myself in that picture, I was like, boy, who in the fuck? What the fuck? What is wrong? Who is this motherfucker? It's me. I'm the one that did that shit. I can't blame nobody else but me. So please believe, take it from me. Shit gonna get bad. If you've never experienced this, you probably gonna watch this video and this is gonna be what it is to spearhead you into that moment. I'm sorry, but at the same time, I'm not, because being fat fucking sucks. Nobody who is fat enjoys being fat, and nobody who is not fat wants to get fat. Please believe that shit. Do not convince yourself of anything but that.
Huh? I just saw a video of a doctor saying that if you can eat unhealthy foods like Chipotle, Taco Bell, crumble cookie, and your body has no reaction whatsoever after eating these foods, like it doesn't feel tired, it doesn't feel sluggish, you don't break out at all, then you're probably in a chronic state of inflammation. Because if you were eating healthy foods, like anyone who eats healthy understands this, like you feel so trash when you eat out or when you eat fast food that has like seed oils in it, because your body it has like a really good healthy baseline level and you probably have low inflammation. So then when you do add these seed oils that are inflammatory and increase inflammation in your body, then it causes you to feel trash. So if you're somebody who's eating that Chipotle, Taco Bell and crumble, find healthier alternatives. Like go to Whole Foods. There's so many snacks there that literally don't have seed oils. Or go find fast food places that don't use seed oils. It's very rare, I think, in America. But you can find places that actually cook with avocado oil, ghee, tallow, even coconut oil. I highly doubt that people are cooking their coconut oil, but they're less inflammatory on the body. So look for places on Seed Oil Scout is an app you can use to look for places without seed oils. And yeah, cook your food mostly at home, meal prep. Like you don't need to go out and eat all the seed oils all the time. It's not gonna like end your life, but it's a lot better than what it currently is doing to your body. Yeah. If you don't want to end up in a hospital bed, then stop eating food at these places.
As somebody who was once over 300 pounds, I don't feel bad for you if you're fat. Now that I've lost over 110 pounds, I realize how easy it really is to lose weight. And before you come at me, I don't mean that losing weight is easy. I mean that the steps to losing weight is easy when you break it down. But to somebody who's not going to be honest with themselves about why they got to the weight they are, it's probably not going to be easy. You're the reason you're fat. Fix it or don't.
When they say losing weight is a social experiment, bro, like it really is, man. Like it's crazy. So in case y'all didn't know, man, about 2 years ago, I was about 263 pounds. So currently I walk around at about 201, 202-ish. So yeah, do the math. But like the main thing I noticed is that like before, like I had got to a spurt, like I was drinking a lot and I was just kind of depressed, you know, at that stage, and just that stage of life where you only realize you got one life. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, I had got the biggest I ever got, which was 260 pounds or 265 pounds, somewhere around that spectrum. And I looked at myself in the mirror one day and I was just like, yeah, nah, this ain't it. But about 20 pounds down, I started to see so many changes. Like I started to see people like look at me different and, you know, like talk to me different because they see I respect my body now. Like I noticed a lot of people before would just kind of try to talk to you any kind of way. You got to check them a lot just because you got to know this ain't that type of party. But still, they think they can get over on you just because they think you don't really care about yourself much. And it's so crazy, man, because once I hit about like 210, like 215, 210, everybody was treating me different, men and women. Men respect you more, and women, let's just say it's a little bit different than before. But nah, man, it's definitely like a huge social experiment. You will see how much society really does hate fat people. And it's unfortunate because I know a lot of people just be living their life, you know what I'm saying? And doing this shit is hard, and having to go work out and count your calories just takes it to a whole nother level. But in a way, I do see it, you know, getting the better of it in the end, you know, because I do feel a lot happier than I used to, man, when I had all that weight on me. My mind's less clouded. I feel less tired. I'm more energized. It does have its perks, you know what I mean? But everything ain't for everybody, you know what I'm saying?
5 things that you need to avoid if you're trying to lose fat from someone who's lost almost 40 pounds. Listen, number 1, sleeping under 7 hours, okay? You don't get enough sleep and you wonder why you're always hungry. You can't out-diet shitty sleep. Lack of sleep really messes with your hunger hormones and it makes fat loss 10 times harder, at least 7 to 8 hours. Number 2, your frappuccinos, okay? You are drinking 500 calories a day and you don't even realize it because you think it's a drink. Green juices, mocha choco frappuccinos, whatever they're called, those liquid calories are not filling you up. The calories absolutely count. Have some water, nourish your body with foods that actually have nutrients in them. 3, you need to avoid eating too little throughout the day, only to binge at nighttime. You had a tiny breakfast, a very sad lunch, and now it's 9 p.m. and your body's like, what the f? You literally didn't feed me, so now I'm going to eat the whole fridge. It's not lack of willpower, it's just very poor planning. 4, you need to avoid only counting your workout as your type of movement. There is something called NEAT, which is movement outside of the gym. You cannot go to the gym for an hour, get your workout in, and then be sitting all day. Not moving enough. 5, you're someone that obsesses over the scale, but you completely ignore your habits. You freak out over a 1 pound increase, but you ignore that you ate really well, you lifted super consistently, you've been great all week. Your mindset needs the fix because your weight will fluctuate every hour. That is just something that you have to accept if you're going to weigh yourself. At the end of the day, the best thing that you can do is never give up. You keep it pushing even on the hard days. Girl, someone like me can do it, so can you.
If you're on your weight loss journey and you
start this off. Can you tell I'm in a better mood? I had a good sardine day last night. I'm going to start with the sardine info for today, well, from yesterday, since my last video. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about comments. I don't think I'm going to have time to really read comments. I'm in a hurry again today, so I got to get this video recorded and uploaded, and all is good. Okay, you know I suffered, not last night, but the night before, because I was hungry, but I couldn't imagine eating not only sardines, but anything. And I was kind of sad. I was a little bit mad. I was like, this is, you know, just, I want to be able to eat. And my choices were eat the sardines, force myself, or skip the sardines altogether. I had already had 3 cans. So that was enough nutrition, I think, because Dr. Boz said so. And, or I could have just given up and eat beef, eat something else. And I did not want to give up. I'm doing this challenge. Now today, my challenge ends at 5 p.m., but I have decided I'm not going to eat any beef after 5 p.m. I'm going to stick to this for today, the whole rest of the day. So that will mean I started on Sunday at 5 p.m., but then I'm going to be doing all of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I will have a final update video tomorrow, which will be Thursday. Okay, so last night, I decided to chill my sardines. Okay, when I did my video yesterday, I had opened a can for you. I had only eaten 1 can at that point, and I told you guys that I was going to put the open can, I didn't want them right away, so I put them in a baggie in my refrigerator, in the can. And I knew I was going to really like chilled sardines because it's a little bit more firm. So I'm always keeping my sardines now, or herring, or whatever canned fish I have. Not tuna. I'm okay with tuna. You know, coming out room temperature. It's not a whole fish. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep that in the fridge all the time. And I showed you my fridge yesterday. Did you see? I have my water, my butter, and I had that little can of sardines that I just put away. There's nothing else in my fridge. That's it. That's it. I have condiments and stuff in the door, and some things that still have to be thrown away, like my mother's grape jelly. She's been dead over a year, you know, almost a year and a half. Yeah, a year and a half. So I have to take care of that stuff. So I like the sardines chilled. And I can't remember if my first can yesterday, I don't remember what I told you guys, if that was still like mustard or hot sauce or whatever, but I know I told you I'm going to try just pepper. So maybe that was after. So my cans after the video yesterday were with just black pepper. Loved it. And I wanted to mention that I'm not burping up fish at all. And I was wondering about that. Now, I don't know what my breath smells like. I don't have anybody to ask. I don't think anyone would volunteer to smell it. But I don't have any fishy taste, and I have no indigestion. I am not burping up fish at all. I don't know. Am I even burping? Maybe, but I have nothing is fishy. Okay? So just want to let you guys know that. I was surprised nobody asked. Nobody asked me that. So yesterday, I had my first can. Where are we? That was Tuesday. I had my first can at 1:30, and then I recorded and uploaded. And then I had a can at 5:30. Again, I thought, and that wasn't horrible at all. I was, you know, significantly hungry, and I knew that I had it chilled. I was anxious to try that. I knew I was doing just pepper, so I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't eat anything. I don't want anything. And I knew that if I was sick to my stomach at the thought of eating, period, I was just going to force myself to eat some sardines. Okay, so I already knew that. So at 5:30, I had a can, just one, and I said, if this doesn't satisfy me, I will have another one. So at 6:30, I had another can. So that was my 3 cans. I had 3 cans on Sunday, on Monday, and now I had 3 cans in me on Tuesday. But again, that was early. And I thought, if I'm hungry when I'm in bed, I am not tossing and turning all night because my stomach is growling. And, you know, even though I'm eating the butter, you know, it's just, I'm hungry. So hungry meaning not craving food, but I'm hungry that I feel the need to eat. It's almost like I have stomach cramps, you know, that I want food in there. I don't like to not eat. I'm used to eating a lot, all that I want every fucking day for the past 7 years. So at 10 o'clock, I decided I was hungry, like I needed to eat or I was not going to sleep good. So I took out a can of sardines. And if you ever hear me say smelts through this, because I've had to cut that out. For some reason, I just say smelts. I love smelts and I say smelts. But sardines, I took out the can. I was not in the mood, but I thought, this is going to be good. I'm going to eat this. I will sleep better and all will be good with the world. I opened it up and I took that first bite and it was good. And I said, see, I am hungry. I'm actually hungry. And if you're hungry, it's not going to be bad. So I ate another whole can of sardines. And I thought I could probably eat another one. But again, I waited a little bit. I didn't end up with another one. But so last night, yesterday in all, I had 4 cans So I was quite happy about that. Today, I haven't even had my can yet. I don't care if I even only had one can. My challenge stops at 5 p.m. Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm going to eat a can after recording this while it's uploading, and then I will eat my last can at 5 because that'll give me at least 2 cans of sardines. And then for the rest of the night, I think I'm going to just do butter, unless I'm really, really hungry, and I would have another can of sardines. I don't want to do any beef tonight. I want to do it just all sardines. That's what I wanted to tell you about that. I have decided, at first I decided I'm going to continue with 1 can of sardines per day, but now I think I'm going to do 2 cans of sardines or herring. And I'm going to try the mackerel. I might try the anchovy. If I have salmon, I think I'll be buying just some fresh salmon. I would love to cook some fresh salmon. I think I will start my day with a can of sardines and then eat all the beef I want or whatever other meat. And I will be adding some other meats now because I had said after 6 months of high-fat carnivore where I was really trying to do mainly beef and butter because I just wanted to do that and it felt so good. Now I'm going to start adding things like some shrimp, and if I could get some scallops around here, I don't even know if that exists, but I want to do some other things that I love. Those are very, very good for carnivore. They're not processed, but I am going to start tossing in some processed things if I want. Pieces of kielbasa, like maybe a 2-inch piece cut up into 2 pounds of ground beef, just to give some flavor, just to have fun, a party in my mouth. But we don't need a party in our mouths. We don't. I tell you guys that all the time. I'm just excited. I'm excited about all of this and this sardine challenge.
Guys, my name is Matthew Westwood, and yesterday I was 558 pounds. Today, we're going to weigh ourselves. Today is January 3rd, 2026. Let's see how much we weigh.
$553 and change. We'll call it 554, down 4 more pounds from yesterday.
4 pounds since yesterday, baby. If you guys want to see how I'm losing this weight, check out my YouTube channel, Matthew Westwood, Matthew with 1 T, and also check out my coach if you want some good coaching tips on how to lose weight like this. Cole Robinson, Snake Diet Wizard on Instagram.
4. New low. Bang, bang, bang.
Let's go.
This is what Matt's been doing every day. He's fasting all day. We come home and we got a food scale and we know basically what he's going to eat, but I always make a little extra. So here's 1 potato,
22 grams.
418 grams. He's usually been eating maybe 600 grams, and 600 grams of boiled potatoes is between 70 and 90 calories, but let's just call it an even 100. You always go on the high side. So there's 826 grams, 827 grams of potatoes. And whatever he doesn't want to have, so he'll load up his bowl. He'll show you that later in this video. I'm just showing you how we prep them. So what I do, I chop them up, some decent width. Take this lid off here. Throw that one in. It's very simple. These potatoes by the bag, these ones that we bought here, are $7 Canadian for 10 pounds.
And then the rest of the potatoes are like $4.
Yeah, they're even less. Okay, I just want people to see what he's doing. You can copy as exact. It's cheap. It'll lose weight like mad.
Does it matter what kind of potatoes?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. You're going to be eating it in a very deep caloric deficit doing this. All right, so then I just put the water on hot. Let's get her hot, a little bit hot first. Just show them real time. It's simple, right? And then Matt, like I say, he'll show you in the rest of this video how he salts them up. Bone broth, hot sauce, snake juice salts. If you can't get snake juice salt where you live, if you want the packets, you'll have to make your own snake juice from the store. But you really want to salt the heck out of these potatoes. Shuttle the salts in. All right, that much water. Actually, I can put a little bit over there. Throw them on the stove. High, and the way I do it, high, and as soon as it starts boiling like crazy, I drop it down to 6. And the beauty about potatoes, like impossible to cook, you almost forget about them, and then they're just falling apart. And then what we usually do is we grab this bowl, fills it right up, puts in his bone broth and makes it taste however he wants it to taste. And then also, he goes with some sugar-free pop. He'll have that almost like a dessert. So he'll drink a lot of water, potatoes, pile of salt. It's basically done. Pounds water in. I always tell him to pound the water in before he touches the pop. You don't want to go into the pop, even though there's no calories, so then he just doesn't guzzle pop because he's thirsty. And then he has some pop for dessert. Done. That's what we're doing every single day. That's how we're getting these crazy weight loss results. That's it. Let's just check them. We'll check them. I usually check when I get stabbed. Usually these ones are the thickest. Stabbed, they go through easy. Yeah, these are easy. See right through like nothing. That one's, yeah, they're perfect.
How long does this usually take?
Now we're just sitting there talking. That's why I like the potatoes, because you can just. Right there, just kind of cool the handles down a little bit. All right, then. Usually just cool them down a bit. Usually throws them in the microwave again just to soak some of that bone broth into them. Yeah, cool them down a hair. All right, and throw them in here. And I grab a bowl and I just ask them, I'm like, okay, because you guys seen how much was on the scale, so to show people. So we'll tear the bowl out. So he just eats as much as he wants, but you know the calorie count still, okay? So 0 grams there. All right. 122, 200. And obviously the calorie density drops when you boil them. But this allows us to do like the hardcore heat work too, because you know, he has no issue of ever getting plugged up. And whatever he doesn't want, usually just has one big bowl. And I just eat the rest. One more or what?
One more, a little piece. It's a big one.
A small one?
Yeah. All right, that's good. Perfect.
All right.
That's a lot of potatoes.
Yeah, so that's 588 grams. So just to keep it simple, let's call it 588 calories, even though it's actually less. And then whatever little bit of bone broth he adds to, which is nothing. And then the sauces, hot sauce he puts on, snake juice, salts, potassium chloride, sodium in there, and he makes it taste whatever he wants with 0 calorie condiments. That's it.
Okay.
Perfect. Cool down a bit. Guys are bragging like this guy. I weigh 600, current weight 345, down 275. Still not a single salad eaten. Like he's still fat, right?
Drink like one of these a day, guys. Over a gallon a day. Stay hydrated. Get your water in, man.
Okay, we're gonna stack up what Matt's lost so far. These are 10-pound bags of potatoes. It's 20 pounds.
30 pounds. 40 pounds. 50 pounds.
So far, Matt's lost actually a little bit more than all that. Crazy amount of weight. We're only losing more.
So turn up.
Okay, let's go. Slow down a little bit. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Too fast. Up, down. There. Yeah, pump it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, keep going. Just keep going. Nice job. Don't let up on him. Don't go so straight with the arms to the bottom. Right there. Work it right there. Yeah, keep pumping him. Don't let up. Don't speed up when it gets hurt and just keep the pace the same.
I'm so sorry, man.
I'm saying sorry. Top. Shorten it up just a little bit. Not quite that short. Right there. Just keep going. Keep going to get a good burn in the triceps. Make it a little harder for you here. Let's go. Come on. Right there. Come on. Nice. Nice. Fight me. Fight me. Nice. Keep going. Fight me. Fight me. Fight me. Come on. Up. Up. Come on. Let's go. Keep going. Keep going. Fight me. Come on, push it down there. Fight me. Come on, man. Fight me. Fight me. Come on, keep going. A few more. Fight me. Come on, man. Let's go. Fight me. Come on. Fight me. Fight me. Fight me. That's enough.
Sorry.
Okay, man. Make sure you grab them tight. Really curl your arms around those grips. Get them tight. Get them tight. Grab them. Yep. Let's go. You're going to hold them, Lee. Come on, buddy. Let's go.
Grateful to big calorie burn.
Right off the gut, since we don't need any calories. Need no calories, you're doing big calorie burns straight off your gut.
That's right. That's right. Going for a swim right now.
Let's call it 154.
All right.
So we matched yesterday with no hot tub today.
Matched yesterday with no hot tub. So 554 today. Just kept the same after eating last night. Really, really good. So let's go, baby.
January 4th. No movement. No hot tub today. Okay, perfect.
Let's go. Top goals, man. I'm trying to like fit this jacket, for instance. This jacket does not zip. Look at this. It does not zip up, man. I used to wear 8X shirts, 8X. Now I'm in a 7X shirt. I don't want to be a no X shirt anymore. You know, I have a goal to be able to dunk the ball one day. I want to be able to dunk a basketball. I want to go from being a sumo wrestler to dunking a basketball, body calisthenics, you know, doing pull-ups, be able to do a push-up, be able to do simple, not simple, but, you know, great things. I want to be able to do stuff like that, man. And so that's what I'm doing every single day, putting in the work, the time, the effort, and I will reach my goals, and I will capture what's mine.
What's your goal weight?
220 pounds, baby. That sounds super low, but that's what Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant was, and I'm the same height as them. And dinner tonight. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? Some light. So look at that. Another one. Oh, wow. That is the trail. Today was a great day. It really was. Stayed the same, 554 pounds as yesterday, which is good. We didn't go up. You know, the body holds water and whatnot. And also, with that being said, we didn't even do the hot tub today. The hot tub was not hot today at all. So, you know, I'm happy. I know in the end, we're going to reach the goal. You know, I'm going to drop a lot of weight. So one day where it stays the same, not a problem at all. Who knows? Maybe I'll go up a pound tomorrow. You never know, right? But that's where most people will mess up. Like I usually mess up there. Oh my gosh, my scale stalled. You know what I mean? Or oh my goodness, my scale went up. You keep going. That's it. Keep pushing. I trust the diet. And I'm focused on reaching my goals. That's it. And I'm going to manifest some things, man. Like in a little clip I showed you where I'm talking about what I want to do in 2026. Like I'm going to speak those things into existence with the help of Cole, with the help of me staying focused on the task at hand. I'm going to reach those. Simple as that. Because they're obtainable. They are obtainable. So anyways, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys. Like I appreciate every single one of you. Like guys, do the love, the support, the criticism, everything in between. I appreciate all y'all, you know? And let's just keep going. Thank you for the likes and the comments and subscribing and being part of this journey. It means the world to me. And we're going to finish the job. I'm going to finish what I started. And here we are. Anyway, guys, nothing but love and happiness to every single one of you. If you made it to the end of this video, go ahead and put a pig emoji in the comments. Put a pig emojis in the comment. If you don't got a pig emoji, just put PIG. All right? Please. All right, guys.
Okay, satisfied people, all the people that got bored from the Reddit thread. Just gave you about 30 minutes of pure non-vain, non-Venetian, non-vanity talking and entertainment. All right. So if you haven't already, please like the stream. I'm gonna start wrapping up. Shout out to Reindeer. She sent me the videos of the potato diet dude. Not sure why the second video was so short, but I have no interest in watching somebody lose weight just eating potatoes. Not, I mean, thank you for sending the videos to Reindeer, but like now that we've seen that, I think that that's worse than sardines. So who's worse? Is it worse to eat sardines for 4 weeks straight or potatoes? Now, me personally, I don't think I would like the taste of sardines, so I would pick the potato. I mean, I wouldn't pick either, but I'd pick the potatoes because I like the taste. But results wise, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't. What do you mean? Where is everyone? I sacrificed them to punish you and Sydney. Of course, people are gonna leave if I'm not talking and just sitting here playing TikToks and sardine challenges and potato challenges. They left. You know, sometimes you gotta sacrifice for the greater good of the few, or for the punishment of the few, I should say. All right. So shout out to everyone that was here. I feel like we got way off track from me talking about my Zepbound and titrating down. So maybe I'll have to do a video describing this in a more condensed. Sway, stop, because you're late. You don't get to laugh. Shout out to you, Sway. I didn't get to say hi earlier because I was in the middle of punishment. But I'll probably just have to do a video talking about it so I can condense it down to like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or something like that. But I'm going to get out of here while I still have some time left in the night to go be a bum and watch TV. That's what I'm not going to lie. I call that bumming it. Like when I'm being completely and utterly unproductive and I'm just, you know what it is? It's rare that I get to just sit down and watch TV. That's why I'm so geeked about it. Like it will be weeks that pass by before I just sit down and watch some goddamn TV. So I've been doing that this weekend and I'm about to go bum it and watch some TV. But shout out to all of you and shout out to the new members. For now, we're sticking with the 10 milligrams Zepbound. I have a weigh-in tomorrow, but I don't have much faith in the weigh-in. Really quickly, because I won't be live again until next week. I did start to lose weight again, but I'm not gonna lie. Alongside with my bumming it, watching TV, I've been eating a good ton of not ton. I've been eating a good amount of junk food. I'm not gonna lie. I've been eating a good amount of junk food. Something about getting around Tommy enables me to just like, I mean, it's not his fault, but I feel like low key on a vacation when I come visit. So it feels like I don't have to do certain things, but that's not true. So I decided this is gonna be my last weekend. Just really overdoing it with the snacks. I can bum it and still have some apple slices. Okay. So you need to hear more about titration. I moved down to the 5 this week. Yeah, you didn't get a chance to comment earlier. Actually, I don't even know if you were listening, but I had to ask. I started out the stream with a poll regarding who has titrated down. Most people in the poll said they hadn't, but in the comments, a lot of people were saying that they did try titrate down successfully. I think the most somebody had gained was like 4 pounds in a month, and they were happy with the weight gain. So that, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited. Like I am excited about the prospect of titrating down to the 7.5 milligram because although I enjoy the 10 milligram as a dose, it has been overwhelming. It has been a bit too effective. Not too effective with weight loss, but too effective at other things, right? I do want to be able to eat. Okay, I do. I don't need complete and utter appetite suppression, but you know what? We'll see. Maybe I'll titrate down and be like, this is for the birds and got to titrate back up. Worst case scenario, I titrate back up. All right. So if you haven't already, please like the stream. Did I miss anything? We will continue the titration conversation. And depending on whether or not I decide to drive home tomorrow, we may be able to do a morning live where I'll be less distracted. I'm thinking. What do you guys think? Should I just wait till next week? Maybe I should start a poll. Let me do a poll before I get out of here. I'll do a poll. I'm gonna give you guys 3 options of what you want to do. What you want to do? Don't ever call me boring again, Sydney and Journey, or whatever. Tell me you're bored. Lie to me, okay? I'm sensitive. All right, I'm sensitive. Okay, y'all didn't call me boring, but y'all said y'all was bored with what them people was talking about on Reddit. But still, Continue discussing titration. Titrating down specifically. Video upload. Live tomorrow. Live next week. Not continuing is not an option, so don't ask for it to be an option. The reason I'm asking whether or not y'all want to wait till next week to talk about it is because y'all may want to talk about something different next week. That in love couple eating is a thing. He's not even snacking with me, honestly. He's really not. Like, we'll eat one meal together, and then if I'm snacking, it's really just me by myself. Like, it is extremely rare for me to sit on a couch with some snacks and watch TV. Did y'all see the short that I posted? I was in the store buying snacks. I didn't buy those Lay's chips, but I was in the store buying snacks. It's rare for me to do that. It's extremely rare. So I was just enjoying it. And I went to get some coffee before my stream. So I got a donut with it, and I'm gonna eat that when I get off of here. And I know it's 11:30 at night, and I'm telling y'all this is a weekend where I don't care. I'm telling y'all I don't care this week. Because I know Jen would be like, F that donut, go to bed. No, I don't. Listen, I don't care this weekend. No, I'm not eating a donut because I'm hungry. I'm eating a donut because I want a goddamn donut. Okay? I want it. I want it. No, lie to me. I'm sensitive. Lie to my face. Okay? Lie to me. All right? I'm sensitive. All right. Y'all are split. I'm going to need more people to vote. Y'all are literally 50-50 with live tomorrow versus live next week to continue this particular conversation. We're going to have a live next week regardless, but do you want to do this, finish this conversation next week, or do you want to finish it tomorrow? Did I post my weight last week? Yeah, we did a live. That was when I went back up to 170. It's on the, I think it's on the community tab for the members. And then I talked about it. I didn't post my live for, wait, you might be right, Jen. Jen, you might be right. I missed the weigh-in, didn't I? Jen, you might be right. Hold on. You might be right. Because I was in Georgia. I didn't post that, did I? Hold on. Let me go see. I did weigh in, but I don't think I shared it. Did I share it? 3 days ago. What day are we on? This would have been a week ago. 6 days ago. My eating has been diabolical. So okay. I said I was gonna step on the scale, but I didn't post what the results were. Okay, let me tell y'all what it was right now. Hold on. My bad. Let me tell y'all what it was. Hold on. Give me a second. So I missed the weigh-in from this past Sunday. I weighed in, but I didn't talk about it, or I didn't post it. I actually don't even remember if I talked about it. Hold on. What was Sunday's date? Oh, God damn it. Hold on. Last Sunday was the 11th. My weigh-in on the 11th. I feel like I talked about this. Was 170. What was the last weigh-in I gave y'all? Hold on. Let me go to my community tab. The last weigh-in I gave y'all was 169.5. Okay. So 2 weeks ago, we talked about, before I went to Georgia, we talked about my weigh-in. I was 169.5. Remember, I had made it down to 167 because I weighed in early. I cheated. But when I made it to my actual weigh-in day, I was up to 169.5, which was about maintaining for a week. And y'all was all telling me I just needed to go to the bathroom. Well, I did go to the bathroom, but then I spent the week eating out because I was traveling from state to state. So when I weighed in this past Sunday on the 11th, I was only up half a pound, which is crazy. I was so scared to get on that scale. I guess I didn't get a chance to tell y'all about this, but I was scared as hell to get on that scale during my trip in Georgia. Like, I spent the entire week traveling state to state, eating out. Then I was in a hotel for 3 days, still kept eating out. And then I had to weigh in on Sunday. So I went from before that, my weigh-in was on the 4th. Oh, I thought I must have had more time on the scale. I guess I did. I guess I wasn't weighing in daily. So yeah, so on the 4th, on the 2nd, I was 167. On the 4th, I was 169. On the 11th, I was 170. That was the last weigh-in, 170. And then I weighed in again early, another cheat weigh-in. I weighed in on 2 days ago on the 15th, and I was back down to 168. So I think when I get on the scale tomorrow, there's a good chance I'll be back at 170, which will mean I just maintained for the week. But who knows? Because I ate out way more last week, and I only went up half a pound. Like that was crazy. I mean, I damn near maintained. See, Zepbound. Zepbound's that guy, or is Zepbound that girl? Zepbound is that thing. Because I ate out for a week straight and didn't gain no weight. So don't know if I'm getting away with that for a second week. This week has been a balance of eating out and cooking. I think I've eaten out more though, because I've still been traveling. But yeah, so thank you for that, Jen, because I actually forgot. I will post both weigh-ins on the community tab for members tomorrow. So my tomorrow weigh-in, members are going to get it first. So shout out to everybody that became a member today. You'll be able to see my weigh-in before everyone else. All right. But I doubt, I hope I'm not over 170. I hope. Y'all are saying live tomorrow, but according to Journey, I'm boring. I need more people to vote. There's 20 people watching. If some of you came in late, please go ahead and like the stream and vote in the poll while I'm about to get out of here. We were talking about me titrating down from the 10 milligram to the from the 10 milligram. Sorry. From the 10 milligram to the 7.5 in about 3 months. Why am I waiting? Because I still have 25 pounds to lose, and I think I can get it off in that next 3 months. I don't want to titrate down now and then stunt my weight loss. So if you want me to continue that conversation tomorrow, then go ahead and vote in the poll. Or if you want me to continue it next week, then that's fine as well. I also have some more videos from reindeer that we need to go over as well. All right. And like the stream, if you haven't already. Y'all are saying live tomorrow. Y'all are ghetto. Y'all not sick of me yet? I should make one of y'all come up here with me. Sweet Tea, the only one I ever want to come up. Well, Holly came up today. Holly says next week. Why? Because you're gonna be prepared, Holly? You're gonna be prepared to join the stream? Or Sway? Well, Sway probably left already because Sway said goodnight. Journey still hasn't come up. I should make one of y'all join me on this stream tomorrow. Okay. So if y'all want me to go live tomorrow to continue this, it won't be, we're not going to go over skinny talk, and we're not going to be here for 3 hours. Well, I would have been wrapped up, but I was just trying to punish y'all with some sardines and potatoes. Okay. But if we go live tomorrow, we will talk about my weight. You know what? We're going to go with tomorrow. I'm going to end the poll. Let me tell you why. We're going to go, and most of y'all said tomorrow anyway. Let me end this poll. The reason why tomorrow will work better is because then y'all can get the weigh-in at the same time. The only reason the members typically get the weigh-in first is because I'm not live on Sunday to give it to everybody. So I weigh in and I post it on the members tab for them first, and then y'all find out the following week. But since, or at the end of the week, but since y'all want me to go live tomorrow anyway, I will do Journey has baby. Listen, baby is the star. Okay. Like I like baby is the star. Okay. So let baby come be the star. That's it. That's fine. That's fine. Since y'all want me to go live tomorrow anyway, I will do my weigh-in. We will talk more about titration, and I will see if I can find a little bit of information. Maybe the information is already out there regarding like weight gain after reducing your dose. Just by the people that spoke in the chat, nobody really had a problem. I say no every 2 minutes. Baby is a star. Get up. Okay. whatever. You probably don't know the reference. Okay. But I love you all. Good night. Good night. Thank y'all so much for supporting me. Thank you to The Real MTV and Nerd and Sweet Tea, even though I got on her nerves. Thank you to y'all for participating. Everybody that participated in the conversation, or, well, throughout the chat in general, but especially the conversation about, you know, weight gain and pregnancy. I'll give my final thoughts on that, and then I'll get out of here. I will say that my delivery is not always the best, but it's a part of my personality. Okay. And I can tell y'all with 1000% certainty that is probably not going to change. All right. But I will always give you an opportunity to come up and speak with me off camera if you like, and to push back or give your point of view or clarify or whatever. But nothing I say is ever personal. Nothing I say is never, ever meant to hurt anyone. And if I'm really purposefully trying to not give a fuck, I will put a red banner. I will give you a warning so that you will know this stream ain't for you. If your feelings gonna be hurt, or if you know, gonna be offended or whatever, then this ain't gonna be the stream for you. When you see the red banner, I'm on some, I don't give a shit. Okay. But other than that, I'm just giving my opinion on something. And I do think we should include pregnancy as women. I think we should, whether you've had children or not, I think we should include pregnancy in the conversation more when it comes to weight gain, because although a lot of that can be outside of a woman's control, we still need to have a conversation about the decisions and the choices that we're making, as far as, you know, being more educated about food, being more educated about exercise. Some women are even afraid to exercise when they're pregnant, or being more educated about hormones if the food and the exercise is not a problem, being more educated about stress and rest and hydration, being more educated about gestational diabetes and obesity, all of that. We need to be more educated about all of that, whether you have experienced it or not. Okay. So shout out to all of you. Ooh, nerd. You know, I've never had it, but I've heard good things. Okay. I've heard wonderful things. I've heard wonderful things about jollof rice. I think I said that right. Okay. And good night to Jazzy, and congratulations again on your membership. All right. So I'm going to get out of here. I love you all. And I will, there's an 85% chance I will see you all tomorrow. All right. I'm going to step on the scale first thing in the morning. And then, you know, maybe I'll give you guys an hour and we'll come talk about it. All right. I love y'all. Have a good night. Bye.